Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging. A war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
If freedom was what I was searching for, I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Domaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fit bastards.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome to Horizon's Call. It's very great to be back. I am so excited to have you all here. I'm excited to have all of my cast here, all in one place. It has been a long time since I have been able to wrangle these little kittens all into the same space, so I'm glad to have them all back. Even though we did have a phenomenal time with our one-on-ones over the past 4 weeks, it's nice just to have the whole family together, you know, for the holiday question mark season. I'm Derek Sword. I am your GM for this game. I'm your guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Domaris. I use he, him pronouns. I haven't said this in a while. Yes, Sword is my real last name. Yes, it's awesome. No, you can't have it. I am joined by, of course, have them introduce themselves. And
You're fluctuating, by the way, Derek. Just as a heads up, you got really, really quiet.
Weird. I don't know why. I'm gonna hand it over to somebody here in just a minute and have them do some talking. So, Mare, if you don't mind, go ahead and introduce yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns. You can find me on Twitter or 22 Dice, and I am playing your lovely Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Centaur Acacia, who is scared shitless.
That's fair. That is a fair emotion to have. Hopefully my mic is better. If not, I'll unplug it and figure that out. Next up, Winnie. Eva.
Hi, hello, I am Eva, use she, her pronouns, and I am today playing Winnie, your sea elf alchemical artificer, who is actually kind of doing pretty okay at the moment, so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to change that. Thank you, Eva. Next up, Mikyl.
Hi fam, I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns, and I am playing Proximus, your Triton, Shadow Sorcerer Paladin with the Guardian of the Infinite Seas Oath. A Horizon Call special.
Yes, if we ever publish this as a setting, we'll absolutely put that in as a Paladin option. And always, as always, especially Mikyl, we're doing incredible artwork that you can see on the screen, that you can see in promotional stuff. Mikyl is phenomenal. Definitely check him out if you were looking to get some character art. I literally did before we started this call. Last, absolutely not least, Kaila.
Hi, hello, friends. My name is Kaila. Use she, her pronouns. I play our lovely murder mermaid, Scarlet Shores, also using she, her pronouns, who is doing captain things? Question mark. No, there's no captain's coat.
I was about to say, are you doing the captain? And I remembered you're the captain.
I am the captain. There's no captain coats here.
Okay. Well, while I deal with my microphone, I'm going to have Eva say a little bit more about Pally and how you can support this casting.
That is pretty much the gist of it. Pally.gg is how we facilitate tipping our amazing cast. It goes directly split up through all of us instead of going through Twitch, which takes a cut. And if you donate, you can kind of help influence the game. You can help us out. You could give Derek a black spot, which is good for him, dangerous for us, or at least adventurous for us. I think maybe they've all been dangerous so far, but, you know, there's always a chance it could just be something exciting. Maybe we'll stumble across, like, a carnival or something. Probably not. Not a good one, anyway.
Or maybe Acacia can become a were-shark, and we'll see how that goes with the horse already.
Oh my god. Could you imagine?
I don't want to know the logistics on that.
I
I
kind of
do.
want to discuss this in the channel when we're done
We
today.
We've talked about this before. That's
Make
the
it
thing.
bread.
Hopefully this is better. I have checked everything that I can check on this microphone. So worst case scenario, I will figure it out when we hit break. And I'll just let them do all the talking and just sit back for once. Fantastic. Great job on your intros, everybody. Eva, fantastic job talking about Pally. Because we have had 4 weeks of one-on-ones, I decided that it's probably only fair that I do the recap for this week. So we'll do a little bit of recap for the last full session that we had, and then talk a little bit about what happened to each of our wonderful intrepid characters in their one-on-ones. So last full session, Council of Koro was called together, decided to go with Roland's plan to build the new city that is, as of yet, still unnamed. The construction of the city commenced, saying it would take about a month to really come to completion. And in that time, our adventurers could stretch their legs, help out, do whatever they needed to do. There's a lot of discussion about what sort of infrastructure the city would need. I'm going to use city and town probably pretty interchangeably because the size of it, I'm sure, is going. So they talked about defenses. They talked about food supply. They talked about water. They talked about making sure that there were aspects of this new civilization that could incorporate people who lived underwater as well. Very conscientious, considerate sort of city planning. I think we all have a future working for our local governments. After that, Roland took them all to the highest point of the island that he could find, a hill point that he was planning to build the observatory on. And at that point, he took you all on a little trip through time and space, as his magic allows him to do, taking you all far, far back into the past to a place of elder technology. And he showed you all this contraption, this piece of technology of interlocking spinning wheels, all seemingly powered by a massive elder shard. And when he showed you this, when he took you back to this place, he warned you that you only had a certain amount of time here before you were stuck here permanently. That's kind of how the magic worked. So you all kind of got to look around at these rings, all engraved with elder writing and spells as you kind of come to learn the elders will actually incorporate spells and arcane magic and knowledge into items, into these very specific types of metal. And he told you that these rings still exist in your present time, and he is asking you all to go and get them for him as he is uncovering their locations through his studies. Pretty much where we left off at the last main episode. Through our one-on-ones, Proximus's was first. Proximus has really taken some time these weeks to really think back to his origin, to think back to the people of the Delos, and took a little bit of time to revisit a memory of the last time that he saw Corvus Midnight, his mentor, his brother, perhaps even a parental figure of sorts. The Delos don't really have family structures, so there's a deep connection between the two. And he thought back to the time that he saw Corvus all the way to the surface of the ocean, and the last time that he saw him leave to the fen. Then we had Scarlet, who took a little bit in the past, a little bit in the present, and maybe even a little bit of a dip into the future as well. We explored Scarlet's relationship with her first mate, Marcus Ashe, and the growing romance between the two, and also how Scarlet has kind of managed that versus the memories knowing that her previous lover, Corvus Midnight, was killed for a time, she thought, by her hand. But still, because of the romance that she had with him, he lost his life. She then talked to her current patron, who told her that he was tired of her bullshit and he needed her to mark 5 souls, as she has done several times already, 5 souls by the end of the current week that we are starting in this game. Then Scarlet, in a bit of, I'm going to say panic, let out her first siren call. Mostly unwittingly, I would probably say. Just shouted it off to the west. And I'm sure that has no implications for anything. So going to Acacia, Acacia has explored more of her druidic magic. Acacia wild-shaped for the first time into a weasel. It was adorable. Acacia also talked to some animals. She talked to the resident druid that you have, Brenna Sprinklet, and explored a little bit more of her druidic magic before she then encountered the Nereid that she had met at the Whalefall Court. The Nereid informed her that you all might have some competition if you're looking to become a fence in this part of the ocean, because there is a halfling mafioso who also has kind of claimed this part of the water. The Nereid did say the Whalefall Court would respect your boundaries here and might even become an ally in the future, but to always watch your back, as a rogue is wont to do. Acacia then was able to finally connect through the stars and speak with Ace, a warforged that you heard about in the city of Omborg, a druid who she found was in the far northern reaches, doing archaeological research on former orc kingdoms, the Orcish Empire, which is now frozen in the far north. And through doing that, found hieroglyphics that talked about the elders, and then was even able to connect and potentially speak with a piece of elder herself. She heard the song of the elders, the great choir of the stars, but unfortunately pushed a little bit too far and heard the thing beyond that choir, that thing in the darkness that you all saw undulating in that dream. And that thing told her that it was coming for her. Cutting to Winnie. Winnie is actually just getting back to the island because Winnie had a little adventure with her friends, the Reclaimers, a group of treasure hunters that are residents of Fall Limaril. It's kind of just a weekend club of certain people, and Winnie is definitely the most successful of all of them because Winnie left Fall Limaril and became an adventurer. They were hired by the nearby kingdom of Axia to explore this sunken dwarven kingdom, this dwarven fortress. They were able to get inside. Winnie had a little bit of a Mines of Moria thing happen to her. Essentially, kind of fought a Balrog, as I think what they are, the off-brand version of a Balrog. Was able to boost up Jeffrey. Jeffrey is now rocking some mithril and adamantine on his outside, so Jeffrey's got some higher stats going on. Looks real shiny and new. And Winnie got a little bit of reward and actually went to Axia to meet with some dwarves. So Winnie is coming back with a little bit of like dwarven swag and dwarven like souvenirs, I would imagine, and is just coming ashore now. And that's where we're going to pick up. So we are a couple of weeks after our last session now. We are looking at let's see, it is the second day of Raven's Call. It is late autumn now, but you're still near the equator, so it's still pretty warm where you are. It is the zodiac sign of the Great Bird, in case you were curious about that. And as the morning is dawning and you all are waking up or going about your business, I will say that the city is on the verge of being completed. It is maybe a day or two away from the final steps. Most of the buildings actually are habitable. Most of the people that will be, most of the Koran refugees already have a roof over their heads. It is final touches sort of days. So where would we find all of you. I guess, Winnie, we can say that you're coming ashore. So, as Winnie, as you look around, what would you be looking to do? Find what would you see? Eva?
I didn't hear you say Winnie. I'm sorry. Well, who is she coming back with? Does she happen to have perhaps two interested individuals with her?
I would say you definitely have. You have yes, 2.5 interested
2.5.
individuals.
Yes.
Yes. So yes, Winnie, you would have. We can say you were coming by boat at that point. This might even be a resupply boat from Axia, and yes, you would have a couple of individuals who would be interested in joining your community.
Excellent. So Winnie is going to skip down the gangplank as soon as the boat docks. I like to imagine by now we have like maybe a proper dock.
There is absolutely a proper dock.
At least something for like a longboat, you know. Good, excellent. And I think she's going to be keeping an eye out for her friends. Or anyone who usually knows where her friends might be. And with Zinji, she's gonna like probably head straight for the like allocation, not department, but like the person that you go see for like housing and whatnot, because I'm sure we have a place.
There is definitely more housing than the people that you currently have. Yeah, just to make sure that if any other refugees kind of straggle in, that you have housing.
But some people, live simply, so she doesn't want to just like shove them in a house that maybe someone's already in. Like, is there someone who's like keeping track of what houses are empty?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We can say that the Council of Core has kind of taken their leadership role to heart, and they are working about to try to make sure that the town is all ready to go, that people are where they need to be. So you would absolutely see Curio, you would see Darius, you might even see Barca, Brenna, any of the people that you would identify as being even Gusta would be someone that you could talk to. Now let's definitely make sure we talk about your companion here, your first companion. So this is.
So my first companion, I think, would probably be my gnome artificer friend,
Zinji.
Mm-hmm. Who, because I think Waller and Percival would probably, I would suggest staying back on the boat until I had somewhere that they could go, so they weren't just like right in the middle of everything. Well, no, they've had time on Axia, so maybe we're all together.
So Zinji is a gnome.
Yeah.
Zinji wears a somewhat complicated and heavy diving suit because they typically spend most of their time in the ocean. But they have taken off their diving helm, their big circular diving helm, and have just like this shock of bright orange hair, and are kind of just looking all around as they tuck their helmet under their arm. Waller, on the other hand, Waller, if you didn't catch when he's one-on-one, is an Etherborn. They are someone who was pulled from some of the Planescape materials. They are basically somebody who is given arcane life put into some sort of non-living substance. Like Waller is a piece of wall that had broken off inside the Sunken Dwarven Kingdom, and through magical life has been given life force. And they are also an artificer of sorts and have made a small familiar for themselves, much like Jeffrey. Theirs is shaped like a cat, but they'd only really ever heard of cats. So theirs has 6 legs, and his name is Percival. And so Waller is just, Waller has been to Axia. Waller has seen a little bit of what's going on, but they are still very engaged with the world around them and are still kind of mesmerized by a lot of what happens. So whether you want them to stay on the boat or not, they are just walking around, holding Percival, petting the metal frame, and just their eyes are darting everywhere.
Yeah, if they're fine, then yeah, I'm not gonna make them stay on the boat. I just didn't want them to be overwhelmed. So yeah, I will get them set up with housing, perhaps, or at least started on that path, and then I'm gonna go find someone, see who's around.
Proximus, where would we find you on this fine morning?
I was thinking that I was probably going to go back to see where the Hydra was, and see just how everything is showing up there. Like it should be, I don't know, becoming nicer?
Absolutely.
Mark?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
clearing
like I said,
up, it's not as muddy and grimy.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, which area was this?
Where the Hydra was.
Where the monastery was.
Yeah, monastery.
Yes. Yeah, so Acacia's taken a couple of trips there with the Brenna Sprinkler, the other druid. And yes, basically when the Hydra like fizzled away, the area became immediately more verdant. And yeah, the water source is clean, it's clear. Yeah, Acacia's even checked it with druidic magic. There's a lot more life there. You know, there's clay deposits that you all kind of noted before are there as well. And yeah, there's some work being done on the monastery too. You note that in the couple of weeks that have been going on, members of the monastery have been returning and have kind of been doing some work to repair the ruins and make it livable.
So I want to take my flower, the one from the Shadowfell, and then I want to plant it up near the water, just on a hill somewhere to the west of the lake.
Okay. So you have a black tongue flower from near,
I was trying to find it.
To the Shadowfell. And yeah, it's interesting because so much of the island is covered in lily of the valley, which is a white flower, and here you have what almost looks like a black lily. These long kind of black petals that almost look like tongues, and you plant it all amongst this white, and it definitely stands out and gets plenty of sun.
And then I think I would help out, go to the monastery and help people as they're building and kind of just overseeing everything. And but I'd be on the way back to the main dock area.
Sure. Yeah, and this is still going to be called the Cloudseeker Monastery, and the monks there are definitely appreciative of your help. Okay, Acacia, where would we find you? Are you in your new house?
I think in general, Acacia's been kind of elusive and hard to find for a variety of reasons. Trauma for one of them, but also trying out my new magic and practicing wild shaping outside of like everyone else's view. So, but if you wanted to get in contact with me and you can't find me, a good place is to leave a note at my place or talk to my dad's.
So this morning, where would we find you?
Honestly, depending on how, I'd probably still be home. I'd probably be home just because it's been a while since I've had my own place.
True. And a place that can accommodate for you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And not squeezing into an elven house or anything like that.
Exactly. Scarlet, where would we find you?
Probably on her way in from the Bloodhound. So in the docks area. As she doesn't stay on the island, but just transports back and forth.
Sure.
Spend a few days on the Bloodhound, a few days on the island.
So I would say you would see Winnie with a couple of new friends on a dwarven longboat coming ashore right around the time that you do. And Winnie, you would see Scarlet.
Scarlet, it's me, it's Winnie. Hi.
Hi. You have you made new friends? These
Yeah.
who are these people? Winnie?
Scarlet, I would
Winnie.
like you to meet one of my very oldest friends, Zinji. And then gestures at the gnome. Zinji.
And Zinji puts out a hand. Put it there.
Meet one of my newer
That's
but
good
also
God.
very good, excellent best friends, Scarlet. And then Scarlet also meet Waller and Percival. Some of my newest very good best friends, who we just met. And they are gonna live on the island now, probably, for a little while anyway.
Waller just points off in the distance and goes, put her there.
New to the surface, I understand.
I'm new to everything.
But also very old.
Alrighty then. Okay. And they're going to stay here?
Yeah. Zinji is very mechanically inclined, and Waller is very interested in things.
I've
Sounds
made
like
a cat.
So you have.
And the cat just goes, moo.
Waller has some very interesting skills that they are
Okay.
still working out.
That is fine. I feel like this is a great place for them then.
Right? That's what I thought. What are you up to?
Just coming to inspect the island. Coming to see how things are going. You know. And Winnie would absolutely notice that Scarlet is in a very different mood than she normally is. She's in a good mood. And I feel like Winnie would definitely be one to pick that up.
There is a brief moment where Winnie is like trying to piece together like what's different, and the only thing she knows that's different is that she wasn't here.
I will say, Winnie, as you were working that
But
out,
it also
Marcus
doesn't
does step on
occur
the
to her.
dock.
Aha.
Marcus does step onto the dock behind Scarlet and just nods to her, turns to you. Winnie, nice to see you.
Winnie goes through introductions all over again.
Marcus does put her there. He does not put her way over there, but at least does shake Zinji's hand. Welcome back. It seems like you had a bit of adventure.
Yes. I actually have some things for you. Like both of you. That'd be weird if I just had something for you. I think like she did pick up a few like just little souvenirs. And for Marcus, she gives like a little cream is not the word I'm looking for. It's like an oil or something you would use on like your sword, because he has that really nice sword that she had for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
Polish?
You know what I mean? Polish. Yeah, like something you would use to like take care of. Yeah. Thank you.
Sword lotion.
Yeah, it's just like this nondescript jar, and she's like, "I heard you might need a cream for your thing," and then
I heard you might need a cream for your thing.
You know, the
She's just
so
pointing at
many
his belt.
bad
She's just pointing at his
directions
You're
belt
gonna
right now.
cream the sword?
the
Is that what you
thing.
said?
Okay, we're moving on. Let's keep going.
All right.
For
That's-
Scarlet,
that's-
it's
Not a channel for it.
it's another little packet with like a little ribbon tied on it, and it's They're just like these little dwarven candy things. But I found it from this guy. I'd never heard of it before. It's they call it the heart of a man, and I think it's supposed to be really spicy. But I don't know. It sounded like something you'd be into.
I don't know whether to take that as a compliment or not.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't know, but thank you regardless.
Yeah. They're supposed to be very good. I only had like 2, but they were.
I will find out later.
Yes. What are you up to? Where are you going?
Inland. Do you want to
It'd be kind of weird if
go?
you weren't, because you just got off a boat, and there's only one place to go when you're getting off a boat, and that's inland.
You have a fair point there, Winnie.
Oh, wait,
would you like
I'm
to
getting
go?
something right, or you could turn around and go back into the sea, but that
Or
that...
overboard.
Oh yeah, or overboard. Are you asking if I'll go with you? Yes, I'll go with you.
Great, lead the way. Please.
Since Winnie doesn't know where anyone is or what they're doing, she is just going to lead her merry little
Just
party.
imagine like the Winnie like swinging arms walk.
Yeah, yeah.
Marching
Yeah, I
in a
can't
parade.
emphasize like how there's so many people about right now.
Yeah.
A city is being constructed. So
And Winnie
where are
hasn't
you-
seen anybody in weeks, so absolutely like waving and calling it and like making like quick introduction, like pointing people and things out to Zinji and Waller and Percival. And I think unless there's like a better direction, I'm guessing, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm guessing Proximus probably lives slightly closer to the city center than Acacia. Just, I have a weird feeling Acacia's as far away as she can kind of...
I specifically said I was building in my one shot that I'm building
that's
it
right.
not in city center. It's going to be like outside. You got to take a walk.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And I would imagine that Proximus might be closer to the water than the city center.
I kind of figured they were like
Well, I was
both
look at
out and
Mikyl.
over.
yeah. I was gonna say he's probably fashioned his home under the water in the little underwater.
He's made a closet
area.
under the water, and he's very happy there.
Maybe there's a well that he can come up.
Well, do you have like Winnie's family home where it's like got a room up top also, or just underwater?
There is
Oh, yeah.
amphibious living that is close to the watershed.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a little hut, and then there's a stairway that goes down, and it probably goes into the water. That's where he normally stays. But
Yeah.
The little hut is right on top. It's just every morning he can Shrek. He can, somebody wants to just like come
Yeah.
out of the. Every morning, Proximus Shreks.
yeah.
That's a sentence that doesn't make sense anywhere else. I might be the first person who's ever said that.
Ever
sentence
said
loud.
that sentence together? Yeah.
Actually, so he and Winnie might live somewhat nearby, because I think she would also have the like not indoor outdoor, but
Shrek
I'm serious.
released 22 years ago.
Sure did.
Nair.
Sure did.
How dare you?
I am so old.
We all are. Anyway, let that existential dread just wash on over you. All right. So I will reiterate, if you all do want to meet up at any point, if you have your shell phones, should you have them,
Winnie is not considering that at all.
beautiful.
Didn't think so.
I mean, Scarlet does, but and Winnie has hers, but she's just gonna like knock on the door in that like kind of just hammering on it sort of way, and then shout into one of the windows, Proximus, hi, hello, I'm back. Are you here? Are you home? Do I have to come underwater? Are you there? Hi, I brought friends.
I feel like at that time he's walking back to the hut and sees her. Yeah. Winnie, I am right here.
Oh, hi! I didn't know.
Hi.
I thought maybe you were home. Hi, hello. Oh, we're getting the gang back together. Apparently. Cause I'm back.
Oop.
And
With new people, I see.
yes, this is my good, very good best old friend, Zinji. Also an artificer, but a little more mechanically inclined. And, Waller, who is a very brand new best friend, who is, kind of new to, yeah, everything. I think everything is kind of a good term for it. And,
Are you a newborn?
Waller's very good best friend, Percival,
Oh,
who is a cat.
I am ancient and very new, all at once. I am a paradox unto myself.
that is
Waller's,
amazing.
Pre-Diluvian, but also was sort of trapped for the deluge. So, is very new to how things are now. So,
Oh.
yeah.
It is a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, I made a cat. It's a calico. It holds up this six-legged monstrosity.
What is the cat made out of again?
Metal. It is.
Metal.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah,
thought.
It's an
It is-
automaton, right?
So, I will say that the cat and both actually Jeffrey now as well have a lot of like dwarven aspects to them. These sharper geometric shapes, because Waller actually was the one to kind of upgrade Jeffrey. So Jeffrey now has like these beefier shoulder pads. Like if you've ever seen Windrose, the diggy hole guys, like the very geometric kind of like pauldrons that they have. Think of that on Jeffrey, with more like adamantine, mithril incorporated into him. His teeth are sharper; they glint more. Actually, Jeffrey and Conrad both have
I was
adamantine
saying,
teeth now.
do they have matching teeth?
They do.
Oh my god! And Connery doesn't know it yet.
I like to think little Jeffrey will like try to just pat and hug Percival every so often, or just like
Jeffrey is
Do
like
the
a
little,
toddler with a cat, where he just
Yeah.
like holds it, and it's
Yep.
just like the cat's
Yeah.
just, all six legs just flop out.
Laid out, yeah.
Zinji is very interested in you, Proximus, if you are wearing your black mithril, and has pulled out like a jeweler's, kind of like eyepiece,
loop.
and is just looking all up and down at the black mithril.
Would you like to hold a piece?
I would love that. That'd be fantastic. Do you mind?
He takes up one of his gauntlets and hands it over.
She holds it for a second, looks to Winnie. Finders keepers?
That's not how that works.
Only if it's
Alright,
lost
well, yeah.
first.
You see, like in her eyes, she just thinks about throwing it into the brush. This is very nice. If you ever looking to sell, I'm looking to buy.
I will let you know. Yes. Actually, Winnie has a piece of the armor that I shared with her.
That's true. I probably would have been wearing it on our adventure.
Interesting that I didn't note that at the time. Probably just not something to worry about. Maybe it happened and it just didn't happen on camera. Who knows?
Winnie checks to make sure she's still wearing her. Proximus, have you seen Acacia this morning?
No, not this morning. I have not.
Let's go find her.
Yes.
Winnie, you know we can just call her, right? We can talk to her. You can tell her to meet us in the city square.
We
I
could.
always forget about that.
We could. But this has also been kind of a fun little tour of the island so far. But, you're right. Probably ambushing her with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's kind of a lot for a person this early in the morning.
We could go get a little snack and meet her there.
Okay.
I like to imagine Zinji's eyes light up at the word snacks, because I'm pretty sure she's the one that's snack obsessed.
She absolutely is. Snacks. Zinji is the van mom that always has the best snacks. Like that's the whole, like the diver's suit is just stuffed with bags of Cheetos.
That's how it's buoyant.
Exactly, yeah. They're like styrofoam.
Also,
Big
the bag's
scuba
full of
just-
air.
Big Scuba doesn't want you to know this weird trick. Okay, you gonna call her or am I gonna call her? Should we both call her? No,
Be
that's a lot.
my guest, Winnie. Be
I
my
think
guest.
you should call her.
Winnie's gonna whip
She'll
out.
be happy to hear from you.
She's gonna shove her arm into little Jeffrey's mouth. And retrieve the shell phone. Because she hasn't needed it, because it only has like a, 1 mile range? She hasn't needed it up to this point.
It's 5 miles.
Okay, well, Axie is still not within 5 miles, so I stand by the fact that it is not, like, just on her person.
You can also use it to cast sending.
Oh.
Oh.
That was the point of it. The point of the shell phone, and the reason that I gave it to you, is so you can, when you're out and about, contact Rollin for, like, not infinite number of questions, but, like, he's your little help guide, who's also kind of a dick.
The 25
He's our Navi.
words.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yes.
He's the voice in the escape room when you need a hint. You know, he's like, I'm giving you 3, but...
God, I hate that, but I also love it.
Acacia. Come in, Acacia. It's Winnie. I know I've been gone, but I'm your little sea elf friend. The nice one, not the dickish one.
I know who you are, Winnie. Welcome back.
I figured. Thanks. Do you want to meet us for breakfast? I have new friends and presents.
Where?
The snacky breakfast place in the town square. Not the big one, the little one with the good baked goods.
The one that was taken over and put up by some of the Corrents. Yes, I'll meet you there in 5 minutes.
As long as they still have good baked goods, that's all I care about.
I will meet you there.
Excellent. Did I wake you? I didn't wake you, did I?
No, you did not wake me.
Okay, good. You okay? You feeling good?
I don't answer.
Okay, see you soon. Bye.
He should just picks up a piece of paper, crinkles it in, like, shh, sorry.
Going through a tunnel.
Yeah.
I am
Sorry,
sorry.
the connection.
Winnie will absolutely always end her shell phone conversations with, okay, bye.
I figured.
Just getting that lore out there now.
Over and out.
It is canon.
Okay. Zinji, Waller, why don't one of you lead the way back to town center so that you can like make sure you know the way and stuff?
Sure. Yeah, why not? Waller, do you have a preference? And Waller just looks, Percival shall lead us. And they place the 6-legged cat down, and like it folds up like the DeLorean at the end of Back to the Future, and just starts like hovering because it is a homunculus servant. It can fly, and it just kind of like a Power Rangers, like the cat Power Rangers.
Zord.
Sabretooth.
Yeah, the Zord. Yeah, like when it's not part of the Megazord and it just kind of like flies along. That's what it is.
I love it.
And Waller goes running, but running like somebody who's never run before.
Yes.
So that like where you don't know what to do with your arms.
They're just flailing.
They're flailing or like way too stiff at the body. Like for a second, they're almost like Naruto running, but
Yes.
Bless them. I love them.
Oh.
all right, leading the way. Fantastic.
Winnie is going to I think I don't know why I'm stuck on food for some reason. Probably because we haven't like been in an above ground big city
In a while.
in a long time.
Lily's eye.
Right.
Yeah. And she's gonna dig in her bag and take out like a little wax wrapped paper that has like a little stick coming out and hand it over to Proximus. Hey, so, yeah, I brought you this. I hope you like it. It's supposed to be pretty good. But, if you want something spicy, maybe Scarlet will share some of hers.
Oh, I was wondering what it was.
Yeah, but take the wrapper off first. That was just to keep it from getting gross in my bag. Not that my bag's gross, but, you know. And I think it is a, well, you don't want lint on it or anything, do you? Next time I won't wrap it.
No. It is fine. I thought this was just part of the treat, you know?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm worried about, so I didn't want you to... Anyway, I think inside there's a,
You think?
Eva thinks. Winnie knows. It is a, kind of like a lollipop type thing, but it's shaped like a triton. Sort of like some sort of, statue. Maybe a famous one, maybe just, someone...
It's like the Japanese sugar art.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
Nice.
is just a little sweet treat. And I think done in like a dwarven style, so whatever dwarven style Triton would look like. But yeah.
Very thick and sturdy.
Yeah.
It's just pure sugar. Like, you gotta work to break some sugar off.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna break a tooth.
It is a Triton-shaped jawbreaker is what it is.
They're rock candies made from real rocks.
Yikes.
Sugar rocks.
It didn't occur to me that this would be okay for anyone but dwarves. They sold it to me. It must be fine.
It's edible.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm curious, is Acacia waiting for us, or...
He peels the wrapper and then just sticks it in his mouth.
Oh no. So okay, I was waiting for y'all to get to the bakery first before I came in. So Acacia is not waiting for you. But like when y'all start to get there and like come walking down the street, a brightly colored parrot that you usually see around the island flies down and perches on your shoulder.
On mine?
Yes.
It's a new friend! Look! It's happy I'm back at the island too! I'm happy to be back here also. If we're at the bakery, I will say one moment. Let me get a little bit of a croissant or something, and I will share it with you.
And after you say that, the parrot flies off your shoulder onto the ground and dissipating into stardust is Acacia.
I love that transition. And Winnie will probably drop whatever she's holding. And also, side note, thank you for not transforming on Winnie's shoulder, because as hilarious as that would have been.
It's time to roll a new character.
Logistically.
I am 1,000 pounds. I'm not going to do that to you. Maybe an approximate you might be able to handle it, but...
Yes. I don't think so.
Acacia, you were a bird!
That was so cool.
Yeah, have either of the other two seen that?
No.
What? You weren't a parrot this whole time, right?
No. I've been learning something new and I've been practicing. Welcome back.
Thanks! I'll still get you a croissant if you want.
Yes. Also, who did you end up adopting this time? And I will motion to Waller and what's your gnome's friend's name again? Zinji, okay. And I motion to Zinji and Waller.
I was so distracted. Okay, so Acacia, this is one of my oldest, very best friends, Zinji. Also an artificer, but a little more mechanically inclined. Than you know.
I don't need adopted. I've got way too many family members.
Yeah, but we're like this. We're like siblings, kind of. Zinji was one of the reclaimers. Nope. Yeah. Yeah, with me.
Yeah. Reclaimers.
And
not redeemers. Redeemers is the bad one.
Yeah. And this is Waller, who is even older, but a brand new best friend. and their little friend Percival. We met them last week in an abandoned city. They've been trapped for like since pre-Diluvian times, so just keep that in mind. Just Waller and Percival, not Zinji.
Welcome to the surface and this currently unnamed town.
Yeah.
Thank you, Horsebird Girl. I appreciate your welcome.
Acacia. You can call me Acacia.
Were there not a lot of centaurs in
I don't know what that is.
Maybe we should start with the library.
Yeah,
That's
flashcards or something.
We might, or maybe we can put Waller up at the monastery with some of the monks.
To be fair, the observation was not inaccurate.
True.
I am often not inaccurate.
A
very
little.
observant.
Can some maybe come off a little rude to some people? So maybe just.
Oh, I apologize
Careful.
if I was rude.
No, just careful whom you speak with.
Noted. Accuracy can be rude sometimes.
Sometimes.
This reminds me. Nope. I'm trying to remember. I thought I had some specific books people would be interested in, but now I can't find them in my notes.
You did collect a small library.
Yeah. If I imagine over the past 2 weeks or week, I've had time to go through them, maybe.
So, I mean, at this point, Jeffrey is like a Rolodex in the sense that he can unhinge his jaw and like pop a book out like a old floppy disk.
Yeah.
That is still jarring.
Yeah. Jaw
It's
wave.
terrifying.
Nope. Gonna work on that one. But we found some old stuff. Not a lot on like what we're currently looking for, but if you need a little pre-Diluvian history, we got some.
Don't know why I would need that, but maybe.
I don't know, maybe expand your horizons. What do I know?
Read a fucking book, Jesus.
I'm running low on books to read.
Whoa.
Woody really cleared out the pre-Diluvian dwarven smut section if you're interested. They're all titled like Between a Rock and a Hard Place, you know.
Oh
Leave
no.
those-
Volume 1 through 70.
Yeah.
No, volume
Those
1
in
through
front of
69.
Connery's cabin.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And the biggest sticking point is like volume 17 is missing. And that is Winnie's new subquest is tracking down this 1,000-year-old book just to complete the set.
Please.
Oh god.
Twist,
you
it
were
was
ever
never
dis-
published. It was never written. They did it on purpose.
If you ever go into Connery's quarters, you're like, why is your bed so hard? You lift it up and it's just like the entire baseboard is smut. Oh, okay.
Right.
Invite Connery on for Smutty Saturday. Melody, do it.
Yes.
God.
Oh, Acacia, I have something for you. I didn't know. I couldn't remember what like you liked the like taste of and stuff, but I found this little edible flower in Axia, and I thought if you wanted, it's not supposed to be invasive. Like it doesn't like spread super fast. So if you wanted, it's like the little tiny equivalent of like an nasturtium, but dwarven or something. I don't know.
Like those like flowers you find like on like salads or like at sushi places.
Yeah.
Those?
Honeysuckles? Honeysuckles.
Honeysuckle, well, I guess they're not. I was thinking of like morning glories, but honeysuckle. You don't find those on a lot of salads, though.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've had one of these flowers because I don't eat them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Winnie.
Yeah.
And I'll take it and I'll put it like in my staff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What have you all been up to? And I think after making sure that Zinji and Waller have like food and drink and stuff, she will make the offer. Like, obviously they can stay and chat and hang out, but also if they just want to like make their own space in their new housing, they are welcome to. Up to them, but I am socially releasing them if they would like to be socially released.
Yeah, I think Zinji is probably going to take like conservatorship. Maybe that's not the right word, but they're at least going to take care of Waller until Waller is much more established. Both being artificers, and she's like, yeah, we'll walk around and see if I can get established somewhere. And hey, if you got a blacksmith, I'll see if I can help. And if not, that's a me.
I think in the trip over, when he would have like given the quick rundown of like who does what on the island, like who Zinji should like talk to about stuff. So
yeah, and you kind of left your blacksmith to fight an insurgency, so maybe Zinji can take over if Buck ever decides to work on this new island. Then maybe they can work together. But yeah, you now have a blacksmith and 2 additional artificers to incorporate all of your stuff. Well, to buy stuff. Cool. Okay.
But as we're releasing people from our party, I would like to release Marcus to go take care of a to-do list for the Bloodhound.
Yes, miss. Noted. And he will take his leave as well. Okay.
When you just waves
What
at
is
everyone who's leaving. What have you all been up to?
Like?
When he wants to catch up, like she's been gone weeks.
Weeks?
2
weeks.
2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You've had 2 winnyless weeks. Are you heartbroken? Do you feel better? Have you slept better?
Winnie, I just want to say Winnie has had that brief thought that Scarlet is in a better mood because Winnie wasn't there. But then it was like that's ridiculous. And is just waiting for everyone to gossip on themselves.
Daisha does not gossip on herself.
I have been taking care of a ship, Winnie, and overseeing things as much as I need to here. Not a whole lot to report on.
It seems like it's going well, at least.
Yeah, it seems everyone is happy on the Bloodhound. Everyone seems to be fitting in and happy here.
I have some news, but I thought you were going to get me a croissant.
Yes. Winnie will buy pastries and those little like regular croissants, and then the croissants that have like the chocolate inside. I know what they're called, but my French is terrible, so you're not going to trick me into saying it on stream.
Croissant. It's a croissant.
Croissant. And I coffee because why not? And yeah, like just little snacky breakfasty things, and plop it down on the table, and cross her legs on her chair, and just sort of like, and then just periodically like shove food in her mouth.
Oh, I have not been very busy. I've just been working on the ship and then, helping everyone out with the building, learning a lot of new things about how to build structures above the water, and then checking in. That is all.
I feel like I've barely seen you the last 2 weeks, Proximus.
What's that?
I feel like I've barely seen you the last 2 weeks. I feel
I've
like I've
just
barely
kind of
seen
been-
anyone.
Right. We've been just buzzing around. I didn't even know it was 2 weeks, to be honest with you.
Derek, I have a question. My one-on-one was very close to the beginning of the construction. So has Darius and Curio, along with the other members of the Eve Walkers, figured out what they're going to do?
Oh.
What they're going to do as far as like
Fencing and illegal activities.
Okay. I think the consensus that was kind of made is that you all were interested in making this town an opportunity, a place for potential fencing. Darius and Curio at least had expertise in doing that. That was something that they did before. So I think that they are looking to expand that operation. As far as Easewalkers go, they have made sort of like a headquarters, much in the way of like the Whalefall Court have like a secretive headquarters. It's not like there's a big central building with the Evewalker flag flying on top of it, but you are aware that there is an Evewalker meeting and a more hidden area that can accommodate for larger gatherings. It's not like Korra, where like the town center was the place for Evewalkers. They're kind of making this a little bit more secret so that they can build more business. Because that's the thing. You're going to now need to cater to other pirates who are looking to fence goods. That's where the Korra literally got burned, figuratively and literally, as far as a place where people go. So you kind of need to build it up. They've sent out some feelers into the area. They're trying to get some business. Curio and Darius are currently concerned about what is going to happen. Yes, with the Rosecrest halfling family.
So it's on hold until we figure out. There's interest, but it's on hold until we talk to or whatever we figure out with the Rosecrest, is what I'm getting.
I would say Darius and Curio at least have enough connections that if you all brought a ship in with, goods that you need in defense, they would be able to manage that. It's getting others to then build up that economy. Okay. So it's getting other pirates besides yourselves comfortable with stopping here and not just going right over to him.
Okay. But so we don't step on any toes. The framework is open. No work been done yet.
Correct.
Okay. In that case, after y'all have that little conversation about how we haven't really seen each other in 2 weeks, and I'll just like pop in while like nibbling on the croissant. I'm not really involved in it, but was there still the interest of using this place as a fence?
I don't think it's a terrible idea.
Okay. That's the impression I was under for everybody.
If we're going to be a haven for pirates, it only makes sense.
Yes. The reason why I ask is because I got a visitor from the Whalefall Court, which I don't think I ever mentioned to you. But Whalefall Court's another roguish guild over in Fall Emerald. But they said that they gave some friendly advice saying we need to be careful because we are in the territory of a halfling mafia.
Aren't we always careful?
Yeah, it's
all that. Are we ever careful?
No, but
regardless, a halfling mafia called the Rosecrest family, with very deep connections, deep pockets, and the money to keep any and all things under wraps if shit hits the fan. So we have to either talk to them or overthrow them, and before we do anything,
like we ignore them until they become a problem. We plead ignorance and say we didn't know they existed.
Wouldn't that kind of like make them mad though?
I wouldn't suggest that.
If they're not making themselves known, how do we know about them?
Though they're known that they are the type of guild or organization where everyone knows that they're behind something, but there's no proof. Type of problem.
So we send
they pride themselves on infamy.
So we send a letter, and They respond. They respond. If they don't, we proceed with caution.
Is this a kind of rival to the Eve Walkers, Acacia?
They're not really Derek, they're not really like a rival, right?
I would say rival in the sense that like everybody has their territories. You know, no two roguish groups really want to compete in any certain, you know, kind of realm. But I would say they are more likely to hire out to somebody like the Eve Walkers than get their own hands dirty. Like this is a family that uses money to control and will hire out people that they can, you know, throw away in case you get caught. Like there's no member of the Rose Crest, you know, high member of the Rose Crest that is actually going out and committing crime.
I will relay this information as Derek has presented it to everyone else.
I'm still fine with the plan of just sending a letter saying, hey, we exist, we're doing this thing. If you have a problem, come have a chat. Like, we're not going to say no to having a sit-down chat, but we're also not going to stall our own doings for the sake of not being on their radar.
Like, we should have a plan on what to do. Or negotiations, because they're not gonna... The way I look at it is they're probably going to want some kind of cut in order for us to operate here. Is the most likely guess.
I think the real question is, do we want to give them a cut?
I mean, no.
No, but
I would like the Corins not to be displaced again.
Yeah, we don't want
to
pick a fight straight off. We should probably send like an envoy or something, right?
Would your brother like to do it?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go super well.
It didn't go well here.
I like the idea of an envoy or the equivalent of, and going from there.
I suggested as someone that can speak the language of the thief, right?
I was going to suggest some of the previous Eve Walkers or current Eve Walkers. There's more than one who have a silver tongue.
I was going to say some of the more diplomatic, yeah.
Yeah. Sounds fine to me.
So I'll talk to dads later and say, hey, yes, we still want to do this. We should do this.
If we're going to take a cut, see if we can negotiate as low as a cut as possible. We want people to still be able to survive here.
Right. And everyone make the money they need to make.
Exactly. We're having to give, 40% of what we're trading. There's no point. No one's going to be making anything.
Trying to keep this as peaceful as possible is what I'm getting.
We don't have the manpower to hold off any kind of attack.
No, not really.
We can always renegotiate later.
Yeah. To that point, Acacia, you would know that you would not be fending off an attack from the Rose Crest. It would probably be mercenaries.
But the money, the amount of mercenaries they can hire can fuck us over. That's the point.
Yeah.
Especially if we're gone.
Yeah.
All I'm throwing out there is from the perspective of a rogue, you would know you could. So there's absolutely peaceful opportunity. That's what you're going with. Perfect. I'm just throwing out that there is also the option to send a message if we're talking in the criminal sort of sense. So putting that there as an option as well, if just in case. But yes, we will. Yeah. I will do some rolls behind the screen here, and we will see what deals we can work out.
Well, and I think from our perspective, are we not those envoys that we speak of?
I was also going to ask Darius and Curio what the best course of action is to get in contact with them, because obviously we're not going to talk with any rogue Rosecrests themselves. They're not going to sully hands, but they're the puppeteers behind the puppets.
I feel like Darius and Curio would probably have a better grasp on terms, like what terms are appropriate.
Yeah. At least
Also-
Darius. Curio's.
Well, yeah.
I love Curio, but I love Dad, but sometimes he's a little much.
Yeah, if you all want more engagement with any of that, we can absolutely do that. Otherwise, we can leave it to Darius and Curio and some rules and see what that looks like.
Maybe Laurel too, at least to.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you absolutely have Eve Walker resources, so I will throw the resources that they have at the Rosecrest, and I have a kind of a concept for role.
So I think high level, we're going to leave it to the folks with the experience on contacting who have the best grasp of everything and let them handle it. Okay. Good means.
Sounds good.
But peaceful option. If it changes
Preferably.
later, it changes later.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if we're not going to be necessarily around to...
Yeah.
I don't want to say guard, but keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the folks have been starting to get a town guard together, but that's going to take some time before everyone's up and trained, and you know how it is.
Oh.
Wow.
So that's
That's all that's happened in the last 2 weeks? Other than
About-
things being
Been
built?
about 4 weeks.
4
Winnie's
weeks.
been gone for 2 weeks, but it's been about 4 in total.
Okay. Well, neat. What is, like, as a group, what, we talked about doing some stuff, after the town kind of got not settled, but,
We need to talk about Roland.
established. What did
we
he
need to
do?
talk.
Nothing,
no.
surprisingly.
He's been holed up in his tower mostly.
Is he eating?
But his
Sometimes
ask
he
of
forgets
us.
to, like...
Winnie, I don't know. I'm not your brother's babysitter.
He's not
He's a
dead,
grown
so
elf.
I'm going to assume he's eating.
Okay. Oh, yeah, like his proposal thing.
We've been ignoring it.
It's not
Yeah,
that we've
I
been
mean-
ignoring it. We've all been busy, and Winnie's been gone for 2 weeks.
Let's be real, we've kind of been ignoring it by putting ourselves in
Okay.
other positions to be busy.
I was strongly reminded that we had our shell phones, so me being gone should not have... I mean,
How far
maybe
away were you, Winnie?
I have been strongly reminded that it can cast the sending spell.
A sending spell is not enough to have a full-on conversation.
No.
Only 25 words. It's definitely not enough.
Well, we had sort of like asterisked this and then not continued on the conversation. Are we having this conversation now, or did we have it earlier?
We have not had it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, now that we've had time to like sleep on it and forget about it and come back to it, what are we feeling? 'Cause I mean, it's a proposal and it's kind of something along the lines of, now that we know more about things, kind of what we were already looking for.
I vote we do it. What else do we have to do? I'd rather do it before the Empire does.
I mean, ultimately, that's... I don't really want them to have anything along those lines.
So I agree on that part with the Empire, but I'm still incredibly hesitant to get it together and use it in general, regardless of how useful it will be, for a variety of reasons.
Just because we have all the pieces does not mean we necessarily have to put it together right away.
Or have all of the pieces in the same spot at the same time.
Yeah.
We do have 2 ships, and then we have here. We can separate them if needed, but then we would at least know that we had them, and the Empire does not. And if we need to, we can use it.
Yes. And I might also add that maybe not all of us know where not all of the pieces are at the same time.
Yeah.
I feel like there was an extra knot in there, but you know what I mean.
It's just well, your brother doesn't need to know this part. He doesn't need to know we don't have an intention to put it together if it comes down to it. But
All he said is find it.
Real
find
quick.
the stuff.
Not that I'm a little jumpy or anything, but do any of us have any way of, like, doing a little, like, quiety, magic-y zone? Like, where no one can eavesdrop?
What do you mean by that? I mean, I can make everything dark.
No. I mean, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good trick. I can't do that. But, like...
do we want to just go back to my place?
Yeah, but still kind of paranoid. Like a little zone where, like, invisible eyes can't see or hear.
The only zone that I can do is make us all tell the truth, and I don't think we are going to lie to each
That's
other.
pretty good, but also, yeah.
I don't
Winnie,
think
it
any of
sounds
us
like
have
what you're talking about.
anti-scrying magic.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like what you're talking about is like an anti-magic circle, if anything. And
yeah,
Rollin would
basically.
probably he would be the only one who could maybe make that, and he's been working on getting you a teleportation circle. So he has not had time to make an anti-magic. You currently don't have like a jail on the island.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Corins aren't too hot about that to begin with. But it might be
Just tie
Yes.
him up and throw him in the basement.
Well, and like that's not going to do us
There
any
are
good
worse
if
things than
we are
jail.
trying to hide information from Rollin. But yes. Okay, yeah, maybe let's just head back to your place and like go from there.
Oh, wait. And he pulls out the sucker, and is this going to make me grow another eye?
Why
Now
would
you
it
ask?
make you grow
I-
another eye?
Didn't think about it in a moment.
Haven't you always had 3?
Well,
Winnie.
I mean, I have this gem right here, but...
Oh, okay. Then no, it's just the usual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
It's only that one elixir that I don't usually hand out to people unless they like ask.
You've had eyes on your hands. You've had
That's
antlers.
on me.
You've
I've
had...
never given
We have
other
switched
people
bodies.
Oh, I forgot about that.
eyes. That was
I
when
have
was
not.
actually-
That
So
was
I probably
extremely
shouldn't put things in
strange.
my mouth that come from you.
Let's
But
just
I,
go
ju-
back to
I
my
just didn't
place.
know. Okay. All right. I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Proximus.
One of these days, we will have a little conversation about how hurtful it is that nobody respects me as an alchemist, and that I do not feel like a valued member of this team, but apparently we have bigger conversations to have at the moment, and I will put my feelings aside to discuss the mission at hand.
I want to say that I respect you as a scientist. I believe that you have made some wonderful things for us, and you always bring us the greatest of gifts.
You
So
healed
Winnie,
me
I don't
from
make
I
myself
appreciate
Shark.
you and
Nobody
only
likes
you.
my
And then
elixirs that can like literally save your life.
You literally saved my life. I am not the were-shark thanks to you. I think. Don't actually know, but I'm pretty sure.
No, but it didn't hurt.
You helped.
Yeah, like there was a group effort and a prayer in there.
or 3.
Several.
Thank you, Colonel Mac, for saving my good friend Scarlet. I know you don't have much power in this world, but I appreciate you expending what you have.
On
Please
this.
don't eat my soul.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Just random question. When is the last time any of you had one of my non-wereshark elixirs?
I
Oh,
think
for a
mine
month.
Probably been 2
expired.
weeks.
I never drank it, and I think it's on my shelf. But I
They
will
expire
always take
after a
another.
day, so yeah.
Yeah. The expiration date was questionable.
It is
if you still
clearly
have-
labeled like with the date, just like
Right.
in food service where it's not even like one day, it says like the date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Winnie,
if
to
you
be
still
fair-
have any of Winnie's potions, it is growing a personality at this point. It is.
To be fair, Wendy, I
would
have been
like those
drinking your
flasks.
alcohol that you've left on the Bloodhound.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad it's getting some use.
In fact, if
The
you still
crew
have
loves
any of
it.
Winnie's potions, go ahead and roll for initiative. Those have turned into oozes now.
Don't think I have any.
No, but reduce, reuse, recycle. I will use those flasks again. I'll wash them.
In fire? In lava. Please wash them in lava.
Okay, just so you know, it's not technically alchemist's fire. If it's just me using fire, it's actually its own thing.
I'm
Just
glad
so
you
we're
just
clear.
specified that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Shall we get going?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were doing this while we were walking.
Kind of also same. But that does remind me, before we go anywhere, I do need to either make or find some alchemical fire. It's been on my list for a while, and I just keep forgetting.
Add it to
Wonderful.
the searching for list?
Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay.
They're usually in marked
In
jars.
search of.
Like you won't mistake them for any flasks or anything.
Well, as we
Anyway.
leave you all at Acacia's doorway, Winnie wondering where to find Greek fire in a world where there is no grease.
And a therapist.
And a therapist. We're going to go ahead and take our break. So take care of yourselves. Go ahead and do the things that you need to do. We will be back in about 10 to 15. And we'll see you then. Stick around.
Bye.
Avast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. We are back with our full cast. If you were just joining us now, thank you for joining us. My name is Derek Sword, GM. I use he, him pronouns. And I am joined as always by these lovely folks, which you can support by giving tips through our Pally. You can find the link in chat. Pally is a wonderful tool that we have found that doesn't take the cut that Twitch does. So if you are thinking of financially supporting this cast, it is very, very much appreciated, first and foremost. If you go through Pally, it gets evenly distributed through Pally. They don't take as much of a cut, if any. I can't remember. It's a very tiny cut, if any. And we don't have to do the math to split it up. Also, if you do, you actually get to impact this game when you hit certain levels. You can give advantages, crits, and even black spots, which are extra complications that I personally love because it means I get to do fun, dark stuff to these players without outright killing them, which is the best kind of stuff to do. That all said, we're going to jump right back into it as you all have gotten to Acacia's new abode. Whether there is a floor mat, a welcome mat that says wipe your hooves or not, that's not for me to say. But you all have reached the somewhat set apart home of Acacia now to have your discussion about what comes next. I'd like to proceed.
Acacia will ask everyone who does wear shoes to remove their shoes.
Let me just spend 10 minutes unlacing the boots.
I know, I was gonna say.
But when you
slip
get
off
in,
my boots.
Acacia's house doesn't really have furniture like a couch or chairs. There's a bunch of blankets and cushions though. But there's no like four-legged sit-down chairs or anything.
I like blankets and cushions.
I'm still getting everything together, but feel free to make yourself at home.
Are there special guest cushions, like cushions that you prefer to sit on and that you would rather us not sit on? Or is it just like...
You're good. Whatever's out here, you can...
Winnie's just gonna absolutely flop onto the nearest, like, cushiest pile of... Because just, like, size-wise, I feel like anything that's cushy for Acacia is going to easily catch Winnie and be, like a sleep sack, kind of. Like, you know, those big, giant... Yeah.
Just imagine I have, like... The goal is to get a shit ton of beanbag chairs.
Yeah. our resident eco warrior filling her home with beanbags.
Maybe they're rice. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
Biodegradable.
That would be so
straw.
much rice.
I don't know.
Anyway.
That sounds
so
really
much rice.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Rice gets
Something
really
cushy.
dense when it's all together.
that's true.
And Winnie just locates her shoulder. It's fine.
Proximus just crisscross applesauce as he sits down onto one of the... This isn't too bad.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have chairs under the sea. So this is kind of like being at home, just drier.
What under the sea do you live in? I've had chairs under the water.
There are. I'm just saying we don't normally use
Scarlet.
them, not where I'm from.
He
Winnie.
grew up in a cult.
Yeah, a cult led by the person who used to keep me imprisoned.
And do you think she was a big believer in chairs?
Yes, I had one.
I mean, she had like a little
Like you had your own
fancy
chair that
throne,
you took?
but
I had my own house, Proximus. So did you.
Well, I mean, it wasn't really mine. It was just, you know, the one that keeps getting passed down
to
from...
be fair, he had it for like a day.
Right?
I knew that place very well. It was well furnished. Thank you.
I really need Scarlet, he grew up in a cult on a t-shirt.
I say the bickering back and forth is how you can really tell Scarlet's also in a good.
Uh-huh.
That's like
Yes.
Winnie's version of you can't just ask people why they're white.
It's very nice, Acacia. I like it very much. I can't wait to see what you do with it.
I'm gonna get chairs in here eventually, but only for guests. It's just not a priority right now.
She's like snugging up in one of the cushions. You don't have to do it on my account.
It just started raining and the light flickered, so if I disappear, you know why. Okay.
Say no to storms.
No, storms are great. Say no to heavy storms that will knock your power out.
Ew.
So what was it?
So what did
Winnie?
you want to talk about?
Yeah. Winnie, you're the one that was worried about eavesdropping.
Well, yeah, because, like, I'm just saying, if we're trying to, like, do things secretly, like, maybe having a conversation about it in a cafe isn't... I mean, it's very spy versus spy, but I don't know if it's really the best idea for, like, keeping secrets. But, okay, so Rollin wants us to retrieve these pieces to eventually put together and make this big fancy machine. Right? Check. And we don't want the Empire to get these pieces or any other Elder Shards or anything like that. Like, the less they have, the better. In general, really. So yeah, we can gather stuff up, keep it away from the Empire, not necessarily give everything to Rollin straight away anyway, until we, you know, decide how above board that is, because apparently we're not taking him straight at his word, which he does sometimes come across a little cagey, so that's super understandable.
So I do have other concerns as well. Aside from the Nerian Empire and any misuse by any parties, just in general, not just the Nerians. Winnie, remind me if I'm remembering incorrectly, but when Rollin brought us back to view that contraption, right? That was being powered by a shard, right?
Winnie tells you the correct answer, which, judging by the DM's
there was
face,
a
is
sizable.
A yes.
So, in the sense that you all have like a shard the size of an adult forearm, this was being powered by a shard the size of like an adult torso.
Okay. In that case, I'm just concerned about using it in general. And what I'm about to tell you, you are going to think I am lying or I'm imagining things, but I promise it's true. And
Acacia, I just introduced you to a wall. You've got some grace here.
I've got miscellaneous thing in the back of my mind. No, trust me, we believe you.
Okay, maybe Proximus won't believe me. I don't know.
He was in a cult, Acacia. He'll believe you.
Proximus has died 2 times already. I think
Proximus will believe
you.
anything. He was in a cult.
I have seen some crazy things in my time.
No. Actually, of all of us, Proximus gives a lot of grace.
True, yes, very true.
Right. Whatever you want. Sure.
So I'm just going to call them my mentor. I met another druid who talks and listens to the stars. And they are far north in you know where we got rid of the icebox?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
West of there.
Ew.
It's cold. It was cold, and I'm glad I didn't actually have to feel it when I visited. They were also, there's elder hieroglyphs up there. And we talked a bit, and I learned a lot, let's just say that, but I took some time to myself, and I listened to the stars again. And then I listened a little too hard.
What do you mean by too hard?
I talked to one of the Elder Shards still in the sky.
You talked to it?
They are alive?
In a sense. I don't know if they're alive, but we had a conversation. And I'm gonna be quite honest, calling down a shard and essentially feeding on the life force of something that's still sentient and kicking does not feel good.
Oh no, I didn't see it that way before, but that's what we kind of did.
Well, we didn't know before.
Are they remnants of the elders that used to, I guess, walk the Maris?
Oh.
Based off the brief conversation I had, yes. I didn't really ask a lot of questions because I was a little in shock.
No,
Fair.
I mean, are you okay? I mean, just
No.
like that's, yeah, okay.
But not because of that. My mentor up north, the hieroglyphs were also, they showed the elders, but also some of their story, that what they decided to do, you know, the myth of them throwing themselves into the sky. There's the idea that they did it to protect us from something else out there. Do you remember the dream?
The one that we all shared?
Yeah.
Yes, I would rather not, but I do.
You and me both. I ended up listening a little too far and heard something say it was coming. And whether I imagined that or not, I don't think removing more stars from the sky to remove a protection is also a good idea.
So you're telling me
I know it sounds wild.
that not only do we have to worry about whatever is speaking in the back of my head, we have to worry about these stars as well.
Yeah, long and short.
So we've got two different entities coming at us from two different directions.
A sandwich.
We are stuck in the middle.
Okay.
Wouldn't the Elder Shards actually be stuck in the middle because they are between us and the other thing that is coming to us?
We're the meat, they're the cheese.
Oh.
Oh.
I am no longer hungry for anything. All right.
Right.
No.
Yes.
Okay, so I have some non-food related questions, which I guess I'll start with, would you be able and or willing to try talking to them again? Because if you have all the answers, that would be amazing, but I kind of feel like you just said, there wasn't a lot of time to collect your thoughts.
Well, can I? I haven't tried again. I don't know. Am I willing? Give me a drink or two.
Oh,
We
I
can make that happen.
Oh, red drink. You have some extra, right?
Yeah, I don't know if sugar's really good for getting into the zone.
I think we'll need a little bit stronger than just
Yeah.
red drink.
I thought red drink was really strong.
I think it depends on which region we're in.
I am so confused about the red drink.
That's why we're going to go with something just straight.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
just go with the equivalent of a Long Island iced tea. There's got to be a Long Island around here somewhere. What with
We're on
naming
the island.
conventions.
Derek, can we name an island Long? Just for Long Island?
Oh.
Sure.
Perfect.
Sure, why not?
Long Island
Yeah.
iced tea. Whitney's
Yes.
been there.
Yes.
It has to be near something that is called new something, but
Uh-huh.
also there's not an old version of it.
My
for some reason.
favorite.
Or you can call it old something. Like, oh, this is old York. Or like, why is it that? Well, someday it's going to be new.
Old Jersey.
We are redesigning the map in real time.
Let's go. There's so
I'm actually
many
looking
islands
at the
that
map
need
right now
names.
for Long Island.
We just magically pop up a new island.
It could just be like a little tiny one. It could just be like an ironic name.
Okay, right in the Nerean Sea, there's one to like the west of like where it says the Nerean Sea that's not labeled. It's kind of long.
Oh, that's true. Just south of
Oh yeah.
Hadrian's Hope. Just saying.
Derek, we love you.
Yeah.
We'll put
not-
all the people from Long Island from the Empire. We'll put on there.
Yes.
There's a lot of I'm sailing here, you know. There's a lot of
Back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Winnie had so many like good
all,
questions,
folks.
and now I'm like, what would go into a new Long Island iced tea? Anyway, okay,
Probably all the regular alcohols that are like in a regular Long Island. There's like
And a
so
sp-
many different
And a
liquors.
splash of Coke.
Just for color.
So I have this is so cursed. So one question I have is well, one is a lore question for the DM that Winnie would probably remember. I don't exactly. Are all elder shards that are falling throughout Damaris being pulled down, or are some of them
By choice.
stardusting down?
I would say, as far as Winnie is aware, Elder Shards falling is a like historic event, but it's also hard to tell from any perspective whether this is just like, you know, a comet or an asteroid. You know, you do exist on a celestial body, and it's hard to tell one versus the other because at a distance they look identical.
Yeah,
if you can even see them falling at all.
Right.
So I would say, you know, much like your experience, an Elder Shard is an Elder Shard coming to the material plane is a world-changing event. So as far as you were aware, that does not happen super often.
Okay. I was trying to remember if Roland had said anything last time about, because he had kind of said like, don't worry about Elder Shards, they're
We've pulled down one. Rollins said he pulled down two.
oh, that's right.
And also, yeah, there's no way for like an outside observer to tell if they were pulled down intentionally or if they fell.
So
Or if you found one from a long time ago that was pulled up and used.
is there a way for them to like help us without coming down and us using them in such a fashion?
I just shrug.
Okay, because like very helpful, but also I think we're kind of agreed that that's not the route we want to take.
Or maybe they want to be pulled down. I don't know. I didn't ask enough questions. I didn't have time to ask questions before I got ejected. And
So
Wait.
we take you back to one of these ships, give you some alcohol, and we go back and ask questions.
Well, we should probably like come up with a good solid list first,
Well, yes.
because we don't know how much time we'll have, and I don't want you to burn out, Acacia, so to speak.
honestly, I'd love to see if I can take all of y'all with me because I don't want to go alone.
I would rather not go at all.
It would be a good idea for someone to like observe us from the outside
I should
somehow.
probably go because I can read Elder.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
What if we just mind link again and we go to sleep again?
Wow, when you say it like that, it definitely sounds like we're dying.
As much as I miss sleeping, I do not want to sleep that way, but if we have to.
Didn't Rollin say something about recharging Elder Shards? Like, I know he was using it to power.
He did.
So...
Do we go ask Roland these questions first and then go ask
I don't
the sky
know if...
entities?
I haven't even told him yet.
I do need to go see your brother, but that's a different matter.
I have questions about that, but, I mean, he would probably have good, knowledgeable questions to ask. He would probably want to come with us, and I don't know.
He is not allowed to go with us, I'm sorry.
that seems like a terrible idea. Like, I'm saying maybe he shouldn't know about this direct link straight off. Like, until we know what mostly because I feel like if we're trying to hide things from him, him having a direct link into our minds, even though it doesn't exactly work like that, is probably not a good idea, just on account of I don't know exactly what he can do.
It's mostly just talking. It's not like a deep dive.
You can't read our minds. Wait, you can't read our minds, can you?
No.
Okay.
Some people can, though. Like, that's the thing, is that's what I'm saying.
Can your brother?
Like, I don't know. Not when I don't think he could when I was little, but, like, he knows a lot of stuff now. Like, I didn't know he could do this.
Don't. To be honest, I don't want to know what's going in through any of your brains. Just FYI.
It's a lot of, like, little Jeffrey costume designs, if I'm being honest.
Thank you for sharing, Winnie.
Ever since Proximus got him that little suit and he looked so dapper, I just think, he could have more of a little wardrobe.
Should we make him a captain's coat?
Oh, he'd look ever so fine.
What you did? I really think you made a captain's coat for Jeffrey. I have that burned into my memories.
Did we steal it from part of, like, Connery's coat? I feel like that's, like, a very vague memory, or it's an idea coming back up.
I didn't know I would need an actual, like, closet section of my notes for little Jeffrey, but here we are.
You literally talked about building a closet for all of Jeffrey's outfits
your
little lab.
I didn't enumerate everything that was in there, but now apparently I have to.
I feel like Winnie made a captain's coat for Jeffrey when she made the first mate coat.
Yeah, for Proximus.
Beautiful.
Oh, did they match?
It might have.
Proximus and Jeffrey do love to match.
Synchronized dabbing.
It's like, yeah. It's like Twins the movie.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do the Dragon Ball dance where they're trying to fusion. Is that what it's called? I've never watched it.
Yeah.
Fusion.
I need to retcon one tiny little thing if I can.
Fantastic. What's that?
When we met up outside of Proximus's house, little Jeffrey probably would have like hugged Proximus's leg because it has been 2 weeks.
Absolutely.
It has been quite a while.
I love that.
I will say at this point, since you all have been back on the island for a decent bit of time, a couple of weeks have gone by, if you do have your shell phone in your ear, you would hear Roland's voice come through. If you all are available, I would appreciate your attendance at my tower thing.
Home. Just call it a home.
Just call it your abode.
Okay, you're great. You're there. Fantastic. At your earliest convenience.
I hate that we fell for that.
Does it have more than one level yet?
It is his like castle, tower, fortress, lab thing. Yeah, it is. I will say the tower is not complete. Because what he is making is stone and it has more fortifications to it because it's going to be part of the defensive fortifications of this island. It's going to take longer than the rest of the town. It was not the main priority. But does have a couple of levels to it, at least has a roof over certain parts, that he is no longer staying in a tent around its foundations.
Okay, so tower is not completely inappropriate.
There will be there is part of a tower. Yeah.
It's a Tau for right now.
Mm-hmm.
Missing the part.
Okay, do you need us to bring you lunch or anything? Have you
Do not offer that, Winnie. Let's go. He's a grown man. Let's go.
No, okay, but unrelated to our previous conversation at hand. Also, it sounds like some of the prisoners in the icebox made it west, alive.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, including the one that was very good at fire.
Aw,
Oh,
good for him. Actually, good for most of them because that was really cold, and they just kind of took off without a lot of.
we really didn't stick around to help anyone, actually. We just left
We did.
everyone.
They
It
also
was
kind
going
of just
down
left.
fast.
Yeah, like everyone just sort of like, and
It
like
was
some
either
of them,
that or falling
We-
with the icebox.
We did the getting them out part. The rest is up to them.
Yeah, and they did kind of like some of them seemed to be grabbing stuff like on the way down,
Yeah, they
So-
were fine.
or they weren't, and we'll never know.
Not on my conscience.
So yes, back to the conversation that we were having, that we don't want to think about the thing behind the stars. Are we telling Rollin that they're still alive?
If we tell him, I don't think he'll care. To
Thought
be
I was gonna-
honest,
yeah, I don't think
he doesn't
But-
seem like he's one to
Might.
care.
I mean, you don't know till you ask.
I'm not. I think he would be interested, if anything, for the fact of the knowledge that's there.
Sure. If he didn't already know before.
I mean, that's the question, right? Like,
How would someone know?
I don't know. Like, you had a dream about it. Maybe he
Rollin
has.
Yeah, but
speaks out
dreams
there.
are dreams, but I don't know.
Winnie's brother speaks Elder,
That's
which
also-
means he can do a lot more research than anyone but me. And to be honest, I have not done as much as I probably should have, but there have been other things going on.
Shit, I did say on the night that this happened, I wanted to pick his brain.
I can pick it for you telepathically.
that seems marginally immoral.
Have you met me?
Well, yeah, but like you say it now, like out loud in front of us before you do it, and it's now I know, and now I'm gonna feel guilty. I'm not gonna say anything, obviously, but like,
You don't know when I'm going to do it.
but I know that you're going to. That's different than when. The concept is the same. Look, the point is, we definitely should ask. I mean, does he know anything about the thing beyond the stars?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we should ask him, is what I'm saying. Like, and yeah, like it would be good to know. Yeah.
I might pick his brain about stuff anyway. We'll see. I don't know. I've been trying not to think about it the last several weeks.
Well, no time like the present. Plus, I have to go see him anyway. Proximus, do you happen to have to go see him anyway, too?
Not really, but I'll go because everyone else has got something to talk to him about. I really don't have anything to talk to him about.
He also requested all of us to be there anyway.
Yeah.
You don't have, like, weekly chess matches or anything? Like, I don't know.
Did you
I've
say
been gone-
chess or chest?
What would a chest match be? Like, where you
Just
both
to see how
carve a
close they are.
chest?
I
Just to see
heard,
how close they are to being the same.
I
They both just
heard
take
the
their shirts
word
off. It's all different.
chest, but you did say chest,
Yeah, like dragon
right?
chess. Yeah.
Okay.
Which probably is not a good idea against my brother because he's, like, really good at it. But, like, I don't know,
I've
maybe
got-
you...
I've
don't
gotten really
believe
good at
chess
dragon chess.
is your-
But Proximus has got
do
him
have a
in
dragon
chest,
chest.
so
I mean, look, if that were something you two were doing as a weird hangout bonding thing, I'm not gonna judge. I was just curious, like,
Probably wouldn't have told you about it anyway.
okay.
Can we just go?
Well, no. I mean, I feel like that's a very intimate thing to do. I don't think I would share those things.
Oh,
if
the
we
chest
are
thing,
bumping
yes.
chest together.
That's fair. Yeah, that does seem like something Naked Proximus would keep to himself.
No, Scarlet is actually laughing at this point. cannot.
Oh,
Winnie, like,
Can we go?
please,
Let's go
can
see
we
your
go?
brother. Let's
Just
go see your brother, Wendy.
anything to stop this conversation.
yeah.
No, Winnie, I'm confused too. I don't think I've ever heard Scarlet laugh.
Okay, it wasn't just me, because
No.
I mean,
Oh,
she
I
has,
didn't-
but it's usually got more of a like. You
Evil
revealed your
to it.
fatal
yeah.
flaw.
I hate all of you. Can we go?
Oh,
That's a good
yeah.
joke too. But
Yeah. Oh, this needed something good. Yeah. I'm about to post something cursed in Discord, so you're welcome.
Oh no.
Fantastic.
Eva, what?
oh no.
I'm sorry, Moobot, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
As we're like starting to walk up to Rollins Tower, just to like the group. So has anyone come to anybody with name suggestions for the town?
I have been toiling with names for
So
several
have I.
things.
I've also had to veto New Cora on multiple occasions.
That tracks.
Is that not good? That's not a good name.
No.
Little Jeffrey
corny.
breaks in with a dab and says, "New Jossum."
No, Jeffrey, no. I'm so sorry. You can
We're gonna-
have a rock named that if you want.
How
Don't
about
worry,
a sand?
little
We can
Jeff.
name a sandbar New Jossum. How about that?
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Y'all are so nice.
You can have
We
a
need to pick
sandbar.
one that looks like a mouth, right? Like
Jeffrey has a little piece of canvas that he's drawing a flag on.
Stop cutting the sails of the redemption, Jeffrey.
Oh.
I will rule with an iron fist.
No.
Adamantine.
Yes.
Jeffrey, the adamantine.
That's right. He's made out of adamantine now.
Yeah, Jeffrey, like when Jeffrey plays Civilization or like Age of Empires, first thing he does is declare war on the nearest enemy and just like gets obliterated. I don't know any other way.
All right, so we're walking towards the tower
Yeah.
You are.
currently. As we're walking, if you are listening carefully, you will hear Scarlet humming, and she is picking flowers off the ground, and we'll put one behind Proximus's ear as they are walking.
Oh no.
My
Maybe
little
I
Triton
don't-
heart just grew 3 times.
Did I die in that sunken city? Is this
I
all
will-
just a little
Wait,
fever
entered
dream?
I'll
a
lean-
different reality?
I'll lean down to Winnie while Scarlet's just being cute. Her and Marcus have been getting. I think they're close. It's hard to tell. They keep it under wraps pretty well on land, but I think there's something going on there. Sorry, Scarlet, if that's okay, my input.
Winnie,
with my wisdom passive perception
is
stuff.
trying to like school her face. It is rough. But she's working on it.
Proximus reaches out and touches with the back of his palm onto Scarlet's forehead. Are you okay?
What are you doing?
I was just checking your temperature. Thought maybe you had a fever.
I don't know if sirens can get fevers. I'm fine.
I have never seen this side of you.
We've
It
had
is
a
very
very
nice.
relaxing, quiet 4 weeks. It's been nice.
That's good. I like everything that you are doing.
Okay, stop talking. You're making it weird. I'm going.
I know.
I'll just
okay.
start walking faster in front of the group.
Wait. So what you're saying is it's just all the trauma. We have been through a lot of trauma. Oh.
I think this is just a good thing.
Yeah.
Huh. That's kind of nice.
Scarlet is not listening to any of you, and she's just gone. Long strides.
Y'all are cute.
You all travel from Acacia's home the somewhat decent distance up the hill to Rollins' burgeoning fortress. You can see the doors, like the gate, essentially, on this castle are not yet fully complete. Like half of them are installed, so it's easy enough to enter. There are no real fortifications here if you actually. And construction is still ongoing. There are dwarves, goblinoids, humans who are lugging stone, cementing fortifications, making sure that there are decent foundations to what they're building on. And within a short period of time after entering this construction site, basically, Rollin would come walking up to you. This sea elf, he is wearing his robes that are kind of flowing a little bit behind him. And he nods to all of you. Welcome. I appreciate you coming quickly. Winnie, welcome back. You were gone for a period of time.
Hi! She's gonna run and give him a hug. Per usual.
As per usual, it's not like he's stiff about it. It's just kind of like a pat.
Yeah, no, he's just accepting and bad at hugs. I would like to reverse pick his pocket.
You want to put something in his pocket?
Yeah.
All right, we haven't done a roll yet, but go ahead and do a sleight of hand.
Stealthily, because I feel like if I just said I want to put something in his pocket, that makes it weird.
I understand, so sleight of hand.
5. 18.
Okay. As you are reaching into his pocket, his hand kind of wraps around and catches your wrist and pulls it back. What are you doing?
I'm giving you a present from Exia.
What is in your hand? He is kind of held it out.
It's like more candies, but they are like whatever the like dwarf. It's kind of like the marshmallows from Lucky Charms, but like
the Marbits, sure.
Yeah, but like the dwarven style, whatever. Probably in a flavor that I would know he would like. So either something sweet or like maybe they're savory. I don't presume to know what.
Axes, swords, and hammers. And a red balloon.
Yeah.
He looks. Winnie.
What?
Nora. I would very much appreciate if you would not reach into my pockets without asking in the future. I sometimes carry dangerous things in there. As a wizard.
Dangerous like what?
Like you shouldn't reach in. I appreciate the gift.
You could have like... You don't have like pocket bags of holding, do you? Is there a bagman in your pocket?
Winnie, Mom's just told us about the bagman to keep you from sticking your head in.
I mean, it was pretty effective. I didn't stick my head in.
You were going to
many
suffocate
times
either way. You were going to suffocate if they didn't. Like, you were scared the bagman was going to pull you in. I was scared you were going to essentially put the equivalent of a plastic bag over your head and I'd find you in a room somewhere.
To be fair, I haven't seen one myself, but apparently there are like bags of holding that are actually just the stomach to an extra dimensional monster.
That too.
Wow, that's also gross and unsettling. And to be fair, if I fell in, you wouldn't see me. You would just see the bag, Rollin.
Turns to all of you. She used to put a bag of holding over her head and run around going, "I'm bag woman. I'm bag woman." Like she was some sort of, I don't know, superhero or something, but her voice was reverberating throughout the astral plane, so we could all hear it.
I promise we're here for something important.
I know, I called you here. Oh, all right. Well, it sounds like you all have a reason for being here besides the fact that I asked you in the first place. So let's start there. If you wouldn't all mind joining me in hall. And he motions to what is going to probably be a room that is not like as dusty with construction work. And there is a long table set up in there, which is it is open, completely open, where there is no roof here, but it is still daytime. I mean, we're only a little bit past noon at this point, and he has a number of books, charts, and a large map of your area of Demars, all laid out. What is it that all of you wanted to discuss?
I have a private matter to ask, so I will go not right now.
Very
I'm
well.
even more curious.
Winora, your friends seem to have their tongues lost somewhere. Perhaps you would like to start.
Yeah, okay. So we haven't, like... She's gonna reach into little Jeffrey's mouth. He was probably in the middle of doing something, but, sorry, little Jeffrey. And pull out a little notebook, journal type thing, and, like, flip through to her, like, relevant pages. Okay, so, quick, like, a little rundown on the elders, right? Like, just touch and base. So we got all the facts.
All right.
Okay. So, there was the world. But before that, maybe the elders. Right?
As far as I'm aware, the elders are no older than the world itself. They existed on the world previous to the deluge.
Okay. And then they died. Or left.
They disappeared, yes.
Yes. And by disappeared, like, they could, some of them could, like, still be around, right? Like, having cribbage games up in space or wherever. An alternate dimension,
well, that's not
maybe.
around if they're up in space.
Cribbage.
They are not on the material plane, so I have no evidence to say that they still exist on the material plane. I have no evidence to say that they are anywhere besides potentially their energy trapped within shards.
Crystal brains.
I did not understand that. What'd you say?
I said crystal brains.
I'm not sure that's completely accurate. What did we always say about magical energy?
Don't stick your head in it.
No. The thing that I was going to say the teachers said, but they did say that to you quite a bit. Magical energy cannot be created or destroyed. I believe the elders converted themselves into magical energy. So I don't believe that they are alive or dead. I believe that they are
Ascended.
energy. In a way, I guess.
So,
But I believe that they converted themselves to energy, which now exists within whatever the boundary is outside of this material. Just beyond.
Winnie has now doodled what kind of looks like the rain, ocean, cloud cycle. I'm pretty sure I just skipped a step, but like, you know,
The water
like,
cycle.
yeah, drew like a little stick figure person and then an arrow to like a little amorphous cloud with like little rays of energy, and then another arrow to a shard, and then an arrow to like the ground. Would you ascend or like turn to energy if you could? This is not why we're here to ask if you wanted to become energy, but it just occurred to me that that was a question.
I imagine that I will. I believe that's what a soul is just arcane energy, just being converted to another plane. That's what happens when that is how you are able to transcend to another plane when you die.
So then we're using elder souls when we use the shards, is what you're saying.
Souls carries such a connotation to it. Again, it's just
You said the
energy.
word souls.
I did, because I was making a comparison, but it's just arcane energy, and in the way that it can't be created or destroyed by using it as any kind of arcane energy would be. Are you killing something every time that you cast Prestidigitation? Oh, you're just using your maneuvering energy throughout the weave. And that's what I believe that I will become when I go wherever I'm going to go. The Shadowfell, at least.
Winnie is going to give you, like, puppy dog help eyes, Acacia. And hesitate to see if you step in.
Winnie, I don't know if me interjecting here would be of any help.
It's fine. I'll just keep going with this existential crisis until the end. What do you think is beyond the elders?
Bullied?
I think...
Sorry, go ahead, Mare.
Winnie, I think it would just be best to continue on to the conversation that Rollin called us here for, because what you're trying to get at and what I told you earlier, I don't honestly think it will go anywhere for Rollin's incredibly analytical, structured mind, and he would have to take us at face value if I continued with this conversation.
Okay. And Winnie is just going to stick her hand in her pocket and pull out her own little little tiny bag of sweets and suck on a lemon drop.
All right. I called you here because I wanted to see what your decision might be and to inform you that if you are willing to help me, that I have uncovered the almost exact location of the first ring that I'm looking for.
Almost?
It is on the person of an individual, so as exact as I can be, knowing that this individual has the ability to out. Interested?
No, then it's no different than when you were trying to find my piece. That was in Curio's hands.
Very much so. This piece, as you all saw, was much larger than yours, and so this individual is much larger as well. The first piece that I have tracked down is in the Kingdom of Thromandir. Do any of you happen to speak Giant?
No, I speak Mermaid.
Interesting.
Nope.
It just so happens that this ring has been used for generations as a symbol of royalty and leadership among the storm giants which remain in the Sea of Eternal Tempest.
So they're using it as a crown.
You want us to steal a crown from a giant?
They're using it as a ring. A crown
Like
would be
an
much too
actual
small for
ring.
them.
Yes.
Yes.
You
Probably
want
the
us
size
to
of our head.
You want us to steal a ring from giants?
I did not use the word steal.
You want us to go there and ask for it nicely, like they're going to give it to us.
He wants us to acquire it in the best way we deem fit.
Use your skills as they are, and yes, acquire it. Trade, barter, be diplomats, or murder them all. I'm not going to
That
tell you
sounds
what
like a
it is.
terrible idea.
I would actually say that it is. But I have also come into some recent information that the royalty of this particular kingdom of storm giants is in some turmoil as is, and is looking to, kind word might be restructure. So the ring just get lost in the shuffle as things are.
I'm gonna be
Best
honest.
opportunity.
Stealing a ring from a giant, it sounds like a fun challenge. but I'm open to other suggestions.
Maybe this is something we talk about on the way there. We have several plans in place, and when we get there, we just choose one that feels right. So you're sending us to the Sea of Eternal Tempest.
I am.
Okay.
Where is that on the map, Derek?
So it is big letters just south of where it says Kraken's Reach. Yeah.
Okay.
So where you all would be heading is, that's where you all currently are, and then you all would be heading. It's just beneath that that point between the A of C and the O of. So this point right there is what he has kind of marked. So if any of you would like to see what you know about storm giants, you can roll a number of things. We could say nature, arcana, history. If you have another one in mind, you can sell me on it, but I think those might be the favorites. Arcana, I could see arcana.
I'm gonna roll a history check.
I would also like to roll history just from all the recent reading.
Yeah.
I would like Arcana, just...
Ooh.
19.
Nice.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
15.
I would like to sit quietly and because I have negatives in all of those things.
We love
Fair
you,
enough.
Himbo.
But you never know what will spark a little memory.
What you make up, what you
Never
lack in knowledge, you make up for in heart.
Even I were talking about this the other day.
He's
Just because
pretty.
you have a negative in something does not mean you shouldn't roll. You can still roll a 20. You can
I
still
got a
roll so
4.
bad. Perfect. I love that.
Again,
So
I am very quiet in the corner.
so
You hear a
Eating
loud
your lolly.
crunch.
Little Jeffrey just
And
comes
I,
over and
I
pats
pull
your
out,
hand.
I got it. I cracked it.
Oh, good.
How many
Good for
lifts
you.
it take to get to the center?
Oh, I was supposed to count?
No, I'm
that's what
just
the
joking.
4 is.
I'm just joking.
For Scarlet and Acacia, storm giants are one of the more prevalent giants on Domains. There are giants. So when the deluge happened, a lot of giants fled to different planes, as they were able to do. Fire giants went to the plane of fire. Cloud giants. There's still some rumors that some of the heavier clouds hold up cloud giant fortresses, but there haven't been any incursions, any attacks, as cloud giants are sometimes want to do. But there's still rumor hey, big treasure can be found on on some of those heavier clouds. A lot of them are said to have gone to the plane of air. Frost giants stayed here, but went so far north they are off of our map. It's still said that they sometimes attack some of the orcish kingdoms, some of the orcs that stayed there. And I can't remember if I said this. I meant to say this when in Acacia's one-on-one, that there were sometimes frost giant attacks on the archaeological teams. Hill giants, you saw that the Empire has kind of hired them. They're still here and there. But storm giants are absolutely here because storm giants live within storms, and they live a lot of times underneath the water. So you don't know exactly where the storm giant kingdoms are. A lot of times they can be independent. They can go off on their own, and a lot of them are very connected to nature and have a really big connection to omens and prophecy and foretellings. But
How do they divine and do their prophecy and tellings?
There's a number of ways. A lot of it has to do with them interpreting signs in nature. So it might be that they see a very specific type of bird that is rarely seen in the area, and they will try to interpret that. It might be the way that the sand shifts around on the bottom of the ocean. It could be any number of things that they will interpret as that these seers that they have will try to interpret into future tellings. There's absolutely bone scrying and that sort of thing as well. A lot of them will actually carry around whale bones that are carved into, and we'll throw those for scrying. But infighting between them is very rare, and also the fact that that there is a kingdom, that there is a ruler structure, is not often seen. So you're kind of getting the idea there's this friction where these otherwise independent beings are being told what to do, and now there is like Rollin said, a restructuring happening.
That has given me some ideas. Thank you.
Also
Yeah,
have an
absolutely.
idea.
I hope we have the same brain, Kayla.
I also hope we have the same brain.
I think we have the same brain on this. Let's go. We can talk about it later.
So you all are welcome to take your time. I have no timetable for this. I literally could not do this without you. So I am not going to be pushy. But the sooner that we get this done, the sooner we can make sure that the Empire and any other enemies will not have access to this kind of power.
I'd prefer sooner rather than later on that aspect. Seeing as how the Empire has started to turn pirates into privateers. People I once knew to sail under certain flags are now sailing under the Empire's flag, and that makes me feel very uneasy.
Scarlet, what I'm gonna tie into that with the decent roll that you had, and Winnie, I will get to your Arcana here. But Scarlet, along with the history, you can reason that the Empire has not gotten to this part of Damaros just yet. So if you are looking to make sure that there aren't any more privateers being recruited and or recruit for yourself, it's going to be a bit of a Wild West out here.
Mm-hmm.
But you have a better shot.
Put on that smile and really make friends.
See if you can build a pirate kingdom. So Winnie, with your Arcana roll, with giants, what you would know, aside from cloud giants, frost giants, all that, and I also forgot stone giants. Stone giants went to the cloud giants stayed here for a very specific reason, and it's the fact that they actually have arcane ties to this realm more than most. You would know that, and I'll give this to the other two as well, there's the Ordning, which is what is called like the giant hierarchy. Storm giants are at the highest point of that Ordning, and therefore have the highest level of magic gifted to them. They are the ones who are kind of like wrangling all of their wilder siblings. You know, fire giants are really intense, very short-sighted. Hill giants even more so. It's like as you get smaller, they become more aggressive, unpredictable, and short-sighted. And storm giants are standing there at the very, very top with magical weapons, magical armor, magical intelligence, and like the cool about them to keep calm and keep order. All right. Well, I appreciate you all doing this. I will have more information for you soon on other rings. And best of luck. Should you need anything, our shell phones will connect us, and I will be as much of a resource as I can. I will see to the safety of this island. In the meantime, I will continue operations and fortifications here, and I give you my solemn word that no one will be harmed on this island.
If they are, it's your ass. Just FYI.
There.
Hey, so storm giants. We're probably gonna need some sort of like additional gear. Do we just forward our receipts to you?
Lenora, what sort of additional gear do you think you're going to need?
I don't know. We'll probably know when we figure out our plan of action. I don't know off the top of my head, but...
Lenora, you chose to sail on a pirate ship. If you are that desperate for extra gold, just pirate.
Oh, don't worry. I completely planned on it on our way there.
It's the
I will
principle
keep
of
my
it.
funds on this island. And what dwindling funds I have left will be put into this island, I assure you.
Okay, I had to ask.
I am not your patron. I am your brother. It's weird to ask family for money.
I mean,
But you're asking us to risk our lives for your project?
Normally I
We're
would
not
agree
your
with
family.
you, but
You're not.
you are sort of contracting us
gods.
for a non-familial reason.
I mean, who better to ask than someone I know can get the job done?
That it comes with payment expectations.
I will ensure that you are fully compensated. I will find a way to do so. And you are more than welcome to, I don't know, do whatever pirates do. Pillage, raid, steal storm giant gold. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's probably on the docket also, but
It's kind of a given. We are pirates.
in for
Derek,
a copper, in for a gold.
Yes, ma'am.
With my role, what languages do giants speak other than giant?
That is a fantastic question. Let me take a look at what would it look like. I think it is giant and common. Although if you are talking about like a giant seer, you might have druidic tied in there as well. Let's see.
Well,
They
Derek,
reckon, yeah, common giant. I'm gonna say common giant. I will give them aqua because they do live underwater. That does make sense. And I will tie druidic in if you are talking to one of the storm giant seers, or they're called quintessence. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'm looking at, but yeah, I'll double check that.
Turning back to the rest of them, just in case, we might want to look into bringing a translator. In the chance they don't speak a common language with the rest of us.
Do we know anyone off the top of our heads who speak giant?
No, but I can always check with the crew, and we can always do recruitment.
But I mean, I feel like it also needs to be someone that we know we can trust, just as a addition to that.
You pay someone enough, and they will do whatever you want.
I can absolutely make a recommendation for someone that could meet you on the way if that's something you're interested in.
I mean, it can't hurt to have a name, right?
Is that a yes? All right.
Yes. Yes.
Have you heard of the Harbingers?
Derek, have I heard of the Harbingers?
This will be a pretty low roll, but yeah, if you're interested, go ahead and roll a history check. Except, I'm sorry, Proximus. Actually, you know what? No, Proximus has been around long enough. He's talked to sailors. Proximus, go ahead and make a history roll.
16.
How?
Oh, what?
Same.
Do I need to roll for
What was the roll?
You don't have to.
History for the, if you
Charlotte
know
probably knows.
Got it.
the Harbingers are.
Do I instantly just recognize that? I rolled a 19. That's a 21.
You would all recognize what the Harbingers are. Harbingers are a secretive organization that are often considered mercenaries. They're not really, but that's how people kind of treat them. Harbingers sometimes are hired out, sometimes they just fucking show up and are just like, you need help? And more often than not, people do.
They're scavengers for jobs and just kind of just fuck around? That's the vibe I'm getting?
Yeah, kind of like
you had a
us.
high enough roll. Harbingers are people who show up where they think, to tie this into giants, where they think something intense is going to happen. Sometimes, more often than not, something bad. Harbingers all kind of work off of a central scrying system. That there is a single person at the head of each branch of Harbingers, think of it that way, who will dispense the Harbingers in that service based on omens. And basically say, the bones are saying that you need to go here. They're not saying why. Go there until you feel a calling to no longer be there. And it's kind of like they're just trusting that they're trusting a at this point, obscure set of goddesses who have not really led them wrong, but also intentionally led them wrong, but in a way that they want.
They're like the Absol Pokemon, too. Just show
Kind
up
of,
when...
yeah.
So
They're like Mothman. They're there when the bridge collapses, you know?
So, as Scarlet has just told the story about the unicorn to Marcus, is she reminded?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's funny that you bring up Harbingers. I used to know one. Briefly.
You did?
Long time
I
ago,
understand
before
it.
any of you.
As I understand it, any knowing of a Harbinger is...
Well, we're related in a way. Cousins, you could say.
Related?
Very loosely, not necessarily by blood, but more so fairy tale.
I see.
I'll pretend that makes sense.
I have questions. We'll talk on
I
the
could
ship.
make a specific request if you had a name in mind.
Do you have a name?
I was just going to reach... I know that there is a group of Harbingers. I was going to see...
You keep going up
yeah.
and down again. Like it's...
I don't know why.
Eat the
I'm
mic,
sorry.
Derek. Eat the mic. It's fine.
Consume it.
Gross. I know that there is a group of Harbingers along the way that I'm more than happy to see whoever they could send from that particular list.
I will send you a name later.
Fair enough. They will meet you along the way.
So when you stopped kind of knowing this Harbinger, Scarlet, it was like not bad terms? It was okay?
Well, you remember when we met, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had just had my ship sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, they left right before that happened.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Did they sink your ship?
think so. I think Eula did it, actually. The pieces have kind of really solidified once I was telling Marcus the story the other night about what happened with the unicorn, but yeah, that was not a good time.
Oh, the unicorn's the ship, not an actual unicorn.
No,
Correct, yeah.
I've never met an actual unicorn. It was the ship called the unicorn.
I would love to. They're awful nice, I hear.
It was my first ship and I sank it.
I've heard they
sank
can be
it.
really mean.
Ships?
No,
Just
Unicorns.
outside the door, a unicorn is walking by and looks in and hears that and just drops.
Oh. Okay, so like your friend wasn't like a friend of Eula, so to speak.
She worked. She was under Eula. She was on my ship for a reason. But
So she did sink your ship?
no, I'm pretty sure Eula sank my ship because I didn't follow orders.
Oh, that
Because Yule's a
tracks.
bitch, you can just say it.
She wanted me to make sure nobody saw a terrible thing that you have all seen, so it doesn't matter now. And I let one on the ship against her orders, and so she tried to sink the ship to get rid of them. Funny how you sink a ship full of aquatic beings and they make it wild.
That's just petty, really.
You met Eula.
Well, yeah.
She's a bitch. Anyways, that's a very long story, and I would really love more drinks around it, and I'd prefer not to tell it again.
Man, we
So-
have a lot to drink too. But also,
Yeah?
thanks again, Relin, for introducing me to Eula. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made these great friends.
Again, I apologize for that. I did not know
That wasn't
exactly
sarcasm.
what she was, but I thought that you could... Yes, all right. I thought that you could just use some work, and look where it got you. So you are welcome. You're welcome. Yeah.
I wasn't being
Take the credit.
sarcastic. Yeah. That was, you didn't know she was...
That was a
the
long
way
This
she
is a
way
man
to
who doesn't
say-
know how to take a compliment.
Yeah.
I
You're
can't
welcome.
emphasize that enough. So yes, with that, he does have a number, like I said, number of books open on this table. A lot of them are written in Giant. And yeah, it has the map. He is on the map where, what do they call it? Thrumandir is this kingdom of storm giants. And it will take you, it's going to take you a little bit of time. So let's say that's about 60 days to get there.
Okay. We will prep the ships accordingly. Proximus, can you let Connery know that we will need to have a charting meeting between us and our respected crews? We'll chart the course and we will figure it out, and we will make sure we have plenty of supplies. And maybe we will pirate along the way. It does not hurt to pay the crews extra.
Not a maybe, just say. It'll only be a maybe if we come across anything.
There are some things not worth pirating. But generally speaking,
We're long
do
overdue.
it's been so long.
We can do some rolls for some piracy. We can we don't have to fully roleplay that out to make sure we can. We can absolutely fully roleplay out a pirating endeavor if you all would like, but we can also kind of treat this like the.
Just give us one and we'll be happy.
Episode 5.5.
Yes, we will. I will absolutely give you all like an easy pirating, like where they are not prepared. This is a merchant ship, like the sweet spot kind of piracy.
I was muted. I'm so sorry.
I love it.
I will do an Always Sunny style,
dang.
the gang goes pirating intro.
With that, Roland looks to all of you. It sounds like we have an agreement. It sounds like you all know what to do. It also sounds like I need to speak to Scarlet about something in person. So, giving us a moment.
Can you say that one more time?
Damn. He basically asked you all to give he and Scarlet a moment of privacy, as Scarlet has asked to speak to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at some old. I think I got some old maps, so I'm gonna go look at some old maps.
I'll stare at Rollin for a little bit before leaving. If you are... I have something I need to tell you, but I honestly don't think you'll believe me. So if you're ever willing to take something as fact without proof, come see me. And then I'll just turn around and leave.
Okay.
Proximus will just head to the redemption.
Okay. All right. With that, Scarlet, you and he are left in this pretty empty room. I mean, like I said, it's sparsely decorated aside from having this table. He flicks his hands at the doorway where there are two wooden doors and they close, and looks to you. How can I be of assistance?
I have a favor to ask.
All right.
And I will pull out my tome from my patron and set it on the desk and just keep one hand on top of it. This has a certain property to it. I am able to send and receive messages from my patron. I would be very careful if you do want to look inside of it. Do not read too deeply, or else you will meet something you do not want to. But I want to know if you can recreate the messaging aspect of it into a different tome. I would need two. One for me and one for another.
Interesting. The messaging is instantaneous. What you write in one appears in another, vice versa?
Yes. As far as I'm aware, that is how it works.
He goes to open the book. You gonna let him?
I will let him. I've already given him the warning of being careful.
It does appear this is partially written in Elder.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. This should be something I could whip up in about a week.
Okay.
If you're looking for something that is more pocket-sized, that would be manageable, yes.
Perfect.
Waterproof, I'm presuming?
Preferably if I'm keeping it on my person. It'll be on the ship after all.
Would you like a little luck on the outside?
Yes.
It will be done.
Wonderful.
Easy enough.
And not the name
Alright.
that I owe you.
One more time. What was that?
That name that I owe you.
Ah, yes. Yes.
If available, see if Fiach is available to help us.
A harpy name.
I said
That
we were
makes sense.
cousins.
You sure did. I will see if this individual is available.
Okay. Then I believe we are done here. Let me know when it is done. You will receive payment.
Oh, consider this just on the house.
I don't like favors being owed, so I will pay you.
You did ask for a favor, but very
Poor
well,
choice of wording.
the gold's going to go back to you anyway when I end up paying you for this mission.
All right. Well, let me know when it is done. I will come retrieve it. Do not let the others know what you are doing. Do not send a message via shell phone that it is ready. I would appreciate it.
I respect the skullduggery of it.
It does not pertain to them. It does not matter.
Noted.
As you were.
All right. And you. And he turns around to basically, you're not leaving your tome?
No, he
Right,
cannot
okay.
have possession of that without my watching eyes.
But he turns around to get back to work at the stuff that he is doing. I think that's where we're going to leave it for the day. Am I missing anybody? Is there anything anybody want to do before we left off? Cool. Seeing shaking heads. Perfect. Okay. That is where we're going to wrap up for the day. Thank you all for joining us for this wonderful episode of Horizons Call. When we come back next time, sounds like we might have a guest. I'm just going to say, if you're familiar with some of the prequels that we did, sounds like we're probably going to have one. A guest from one of those, I should say. So stick around. Or, well, don't stick around. Go and do other things. There's going to be an entire week. Go live a life. But yes, join us next time for more Horizons Call. I'm going to have these lovely folks say a little bit about themselves, where you can find them. Then we'll do all the calendar wrap-up kind of stuff. But again, from the bottom of my heart, as speaking for Sword and Key, thank you for joining us. Thank you for letting us tell this story to you. It's why we do. Fantastic. Oh, and the last thing, Pally. If you like this cast, if you want to support this cast and crew, please consider tipping through our Pally. It's a wonderful tool that evenly distributes whatever you give. And even if you give in the middle of the week, you were able to do so, it gets paid forward to the next game that we have. So if you want to toss in a black spot on Wednesday, I am more than happy to incorporate that black spot once we hit that. Just saying. Okay, let's go ahead and go around. Mare, I believe you were first, so if you don't mind starting us out.
Hi, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Archmage of Dice, for as long as it exists. You can also find me on the Blue Sky app at the same exact name. Same on Tumblr, so on and so forth. You can find me here every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern, playing your lovely Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Acacia. And tomorrow, over on Neon Lights Roleplay at 6 p.m. Eastern, you can find me one last time for the finale of Printweaver Pillars of Ink, our lovely Souls-like game where it's going to be great. It's going to be full of adventure and pain and probably dying. We'll see how it goes. And this coming Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern here on Sword and Key, you can find the premiere of Magical Kitties and the Creepy Caper Mysteries, which is going to be a 4-shot benefiting JDRF International as part of Team Side Quest's August fundraiser. So come watch these Magical Kitties save the day, and it's going to be Halloween in August. It's going to be Halloween themed.
Fantastic. I absolutely love that. Thank you, Mare. Eva.
Hi, hello. That was really loud. I'm sorry. Hi, hello. I am Eva. You can find me at the Eva Serrate, currently on Twitter mostly. Eventually I will branch out elsewhere. I think I'm Eva Serrate on Threads and IG and a bunch of other places that I'm terrible at posting on. I am going to be running a game on Valdrian's channel September 1st, which will be Boy Problems, a Carly Rae Jepsen themed lasers and feelings game. And it is going to be benefiting Extra Life. I'm very excited about that. 8 a.m. Pacific, I believe. That's all I have announced at the moment. I have some things on the back burner, unless I'm forgetting anything. You can see me every other Sunday, kind of, when we're able to make it on our Brindlewood Bay game here on this channel, playing Gwen, a little crocheting gardener.
Is that happening tomorrow?
Currently, probably, but it is.
Okay.
It's. We'll see.
Stay tuned to the socials.
Yeah, it's
Please.
been a rough weekend, so
Yeah.
everybody's health always takes priority. So we will. Tomorrow we are playing it by ear. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones, everybody. That is the message of Brindlewood Bay tomorrow. I don't know who's next.
Is it for you? Okay.
I think so.
I'm just seeing if you were done. Michael,
know.
please.
Hi, fam. I'm Michael, he, him pronouns. I was playing Proximus, and you can find my art and our homebrew Horizons Call on the Horizons Call Discord channel. Also, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr at michaelsandoval.com, or just at michaelsandoval. Don't put the .com. That's dumb. Don't know why I said it. But here we are, and I've just really appreciated hanging out again. It's been a while, almost a month, more than a month that we've hung out all together. So it's been nice.
Fantastic. And as always, a special thank you to Michael for doing the character art for this game and for a number of games that have been on Sword and Key up to this point. Michael's a fantastic artist. Please check him out. Please commission him for things. Please pay him. Pay him monies. That'd be great. Last, absolutely not least, before we get to channel stuff, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I have many faces in many places in the TTRPG realm, as well as painting on my own Twitch channel here. I paint things, I play games, I do a bunch of miscellaneous chaos bits and pieces. I have been your lovely murder mermaid for today, Scarlet Shores, doing her murder mermaid prep. Dropping names and taking faces? Okay.
Something like that. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you, Kaila. Thank you to my wonderful cast, as always, for the wonderful are. I am Derek Sword. I am use he him pronouns. As I've said, I have been your GM, and you can find me still, unfortunately, on Twitter at dsword16. If I'm going to be anywhere, it's probably going to be that username. But I highly recommend you follow Sword and Key. Follow Sword and Key on Twitter at sword and underscore key. You can actually find all of our social medias on our beacons. It's beacons.ai/sword and key, all one word. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're trying to get on Blue Sky right now. We're on Hive Social, so if you want to follow us over there, that doesn't really have like a web browser thing, but you've got the app. There's our YouTube where you can watch old channels. You can watch old streams, old episodes. You can also join our Discord there. Join our Discord, you can chat about tons of different stuff with tons of great people, and it's a really fun time over there. We have watch parties sometimes. It's great. Sword and Key stuff coming up. So, Sword and Key, what is today?
Saturday the 29th.
There we go. 29th, thank you. So tomorrow is the finale of Vast Rim. It has been a 4-part sci-fi horror series run by the incredible Anique, which is about space brain-eating worms. There we go. Brain-eating space worms. That's the correct order. That is going to be wrapping up. We have a fantastic cast. I'm in that. That's 10 a.m. Pacific time. 2:30 p.m. Pacific time should be Brindlewood Bay. As Eva was saying, it is still ongoing, but it's been a rough weekend for some folks, and self-care comes first. As Mayor said, at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday the 2nd is the beginning of Magical Kitty Save the Day. That is a 4-part campaign. Definitely looking forward to that. Monster Crush is a podcast that I do that is also part of the Sword and Key Network with my friend Heavenly, where we talk about cryptids and creatures and all sorts of types of monsters and stuff. The next episode of that, because we did have a little bump in our schedule, the next episode will be coming out on August 6th. So definitely check that out, and it should come out every other week on Sunday from there. Horizons Call, of course, is at 3 p.m. Pacific time every Saturday. Next week, I think it sounds like we're going to be joined by the very lovely Lady Dame. So if you're familiar with LD, if you've seen LD's channel before, a fan of Smutty Saturday, I can't remember what she calls them. Is it Denizen or
Denizens?
Denizens? If you are a former Denizen, definitely check that out. LD plays the incredible Harpy character Thea, and we're very excited to have her join us. So catch us then. LD will actually be joining us for the majority of August, so that'll be a great guest spot for her, and that actually might be it. We're going to be rating TEA TRPG. They are raising money for Trans Lifeline, so please go over there, give them your support, if nothing else than just by saying hello. It's very much appreciated. That's it for us. That's it for Sword Key for Horizons Call. Yes.
I'm just gonna jump in and say that TTRPGs, they have their raid settings off, but I'm going to say, just with circumstances and everything, and they are raising money for Trans Lifeline, I'm going to put their link in chat, and just follow that on over to them. Not the usual way of doing things, but they are good folks, and I apologize for not being able to do the raid itself, but
keeping things safe. That's out of our control, but still go and support them. It's a good thing to do. All right, thank you, Eva. Thank you to all of you. Thanks for joining us. Again, that is it for us. That is it for Sword and Key, and that's it for Horizons Call. Heroines and following seas, brave mariners. We'll see you next week. Take care of yourselves.